So last time on Conqueror of Avernus, you all found yourselves fighting against two white dragons. There was a serious beatdown in the end, and thanks to a slight kerfuffle on the rules, the last dragon got its ass beat pretty hard, and which leads the party to your present situation you find yourselves in. Also, for those watching in, Bellamy's player, Courtney, she's on her way. Might be a little late today, but she's coming. So she's on autopilot at the moment. And unfortunately, Boundaries maps crap the bed, so we got the regular pretty. It's going to be theater of the mind for a while, as mentioned. It's the way it goes. So, I will remind the party what you are left with at this point. There was a small running river, a bunch of snow, lots of ice, and a vertical climb above your heads, leading up and out of the area you find yourselves in. There's also tunnels that continue, but they become very small and very tight, to the point that you'd be squeezing for you don't know how long. Or it could be that it's just a short break and there's something nice on the other side, but that never happens. So it's up to the party.
Was it small enough for Nimbar to have to crouch, or can he just walk through?
The implication is it's getting smaller and smaller as you see it squeezing together, most likely two ice shelves that's squeezed. Mind you, there's enough power and magic that you could make a tunnel, like that's... The other flip is directly above your heads, is a path leading outside, and at the present, there is no storm raging overhead. You can actually see, as clear as the sky gets on the 8th layer, clear skies.
You guys... Sorry, I just wanted to... The way you were describing the whole scene made me think of... Did you guys remember the episode of Stargate, those who watched it, in Season 1? When Jack and Sam are stuck in what you find out to be Antarctica, and Carter spends the whole episode like trying to get out of the tunnel, and then she gets to the surface and all she sees is like a snow plane like all around her, and then she ends up having to crawl back.
Was that only Season 1?
Yeah, that was Season 1. It's called Solitudes. It's one of my favorite episodes.
That's a classic.
I remember and I love it. So every time I watch Stargate, I may or may not binge the entire series. So timeline's a little messed up for me.
No, that's okay. Dean, I do also have the luxury of just like watching it with Dean fairly recently, so that's how confident I am.
So I may have started. I watched some of Season 7 last night because I was going to watch Atlantis, but now I have to rewatch the entire series again.
It's such a good... There are some really... For as many cringy episodes there are in Season 1, there are so many good ones too. Like another one, the one with... I mean... Sam is obviously, like, Carter's my favorite character. That shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who knows me. But, like, it also has that episode with Cassandra when she was introduced and, like, Nirti was introduced. We don't see her in that episode, but she was mentioned several times because she was the one who did it. And Cassandra was the one with the bomb in her chest. And, like, they had, like, Carter bring her down to, like a nuclear testing site, and it was a whole thing. But that's also, like, in Season 1, which is also another one of my favorite episodes.
That was a really good one.
I'm really, really, really torn between Sam and Richard Dean Anderson because MacGyver, like, it's really hard for me to not go, okay, I'm waiting for him to take his shoe off and use his sock as a makeshift device to open that door.
Well, they had him out for that episode, like the Solitudes, because his leg was broken and he couldn't move.
Oh, crap. I knew he had a bad knee, which is one of the reasons he stopped doing the show.
Oh, no, sorry, like in the show. Like I don't think the actor had broke his leg. But like it was like the two of them had entered through the gate like very roughly, and it just so happened that he broke his leg and like broke a couple ribs too, I think, as well. So Carter had to do everything in that episode because, like, I don't know, she somehow didn't get hit as bad as he did when they came out of the gate.
Carter looking upside on. I'm not as old as you are. See? Doesn't pay off, does it? I really did like her character on that show. She was a wonderful one on there. I found
she was amazing.
A lot of the add-ons they did for everyone else, it's like, well, you fit a niche and you're very specific. And then they did Stargate Atlantis, and it's like, oh, everyone on this show is good. It's been, now I watched these shows when they came out, and maybe once since, so I know the episodes, but it's been so long. But the flip of that, I loved the Canadian scientists that they had on Atlantis.
Okay.
Rodney, thank you, McKay. It's
Yeah.
been so long
He was
since I've seen
introduced.
it.
He was introduced in Stargate,
Yep.
and
Frick,
he was so hateful.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was absolutely terrible. He got a lot better as the series went on, like because he made lots of appearances. But it was like the first time I literally wanted to strangle him. The first time he was in, like the first episode he's in, he's terrible.
Oh,
I love how they didn't really change the core of his character, but
No.
they developed him so that way he wasn't just pure like I just want to strangle this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they did it. Stargate does an amazing job with their characters, and I love that show so much.
Yeah, no, I agree entirely.
I miss
Anyway, I'm so sorry, you guys. I love Stargate so much. Any opportunity to talk about it?
Oh, Jillian.
Jillian, I could talk about it for hours too. Like.
I was so sad when Stargate Universe cut out, and I know it didn't get the best ratings, but I loved it. Like,
I'm so mad it ended the way that in Atlantis ended on terrible notes, and I'm so mad at them, and I need them to go back and finish it.
well, at least with Atlantis we got some closure. With Stargate Universe, it's like everybody go to bed.
Okay, but the problem with Atlantis is they just laid Atlantis on fucking Earth, and no one's ever going to find it. Are you fucking?
Oh, it's right by San Francisco. They're like, we're gonna steal all this tech now and make the Hammond even stronger warship. But no, Jillian's right. She's got us a little bit off track because we all love this show so much. That's an awesome. No, that's I can't even blame either because I freaking love Stargate. That's such a good one. But she makes a good point. We got to get back to the game. So I've got the I repaired enough of this map that I was able to get it to load again quickly, or at least quick enough. This is where you left off after knocking the dragons down. I'm not even sure if I've got everyone on the map. Who's that? That's Kieran. That's the uninjured. I'm missing like Alec on here.
It's probably because I was a silver. Well, I'm still transformed into a silver dragon, so it's probably just the token gone walkabout somewhere.
Let me see here. I'm just gonna. There you are, Alec as it's a silver dragon. Yeah, you're right. That doesn't load. Ooh, shoot, that broke. Can I bring out regular Alec? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Rip Alec.
Alec, what did you do? You're breaking the foundation of the universe.
Image for your token. Let's see if the token stored local. Oh well, I only brought this up so you could at least see the map for where you were leaving off. The area in the middle here where Bellamy is standing. Oh, there we go. It loaded up Dragon Alec. It's completely broken, but I'm gonna restore transformation on you.
Oh, Bellamy just died.
Bellamy is.
I'm not sure.
Somewhere.
Back.
She's
I'm not
gone.
sure.
Yep.
I just tried to move a token, and Bellamy just went across the map, and now I can't move Alec's token.
I just moved it there.
I can't.
You can.
Oh.
I am the DM now.
I could be wrong, but I thought the DM was supposed to have more powers.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the very minute I wouldn't want to be DM because it sounds like there's a lot of technical hurdles to go through.
Yeah.
What the hell has gone wrong with my map? I don't know. It's so broken. Fuck this. Yeah. I broke the PG-13. I dropped the F-bomb. Getting mad at it.
Yeah.
Picking.
It's only a matter of time.
So you've got two choices, as mentioned. There's the pathway leading out where you can try to make your way through the ever-squeezing and tightening tunnels, or you can just fly 300 feet up, 250, 275 maybe, and breach to the sky above. Though, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and ask if everyone wants to throw out their perception checks while you're all chilling. Meanwhile, Dan's like, this is all me.
I mean, I can always
Hey,
fly up and scout.
I got this with a 4.
Right. Click this. It's activated.
And Dan proves it by rolling a... Is that a goddamn 20? Ooh,
19.
19, that's close. Alrighty, so since Jade's got a pass, I can pass the information his way. Anyone who gets less than 20 who wants to roll for the check, you wouldn't notice this. So thus far it's just Jade. But Jade, as you look upon the frigid, cold ice walls, the two red lines that I put here that make up the vision of the area above, because I said that's the walls above your head, right? You notice something rather interesting. As this flux, wow, good job on that 19 out of nowhere.
Thanks.
Your keen
Hi,
warrior
Bellamy.
eyes. Oh,
Gordon's here!
There we
Gordon!
go.
we got Bellamy! Perfect timing. It's all good, Courtney. Foundry shit the bed pretty hard today and broke everything, so we were fairly delayed to get going. I got an early start fixing everything, but whew, it's like kicking the teeth.
Yikes. Yeah, sorry guys. My brother and his wife are getting maternity pictures done today, so
Oh, that's adorable.
I was on hair and makeup duty.
I can respect that. We a couple weeks ago, my buddy got married on Sunday, and the Sundays that we were off, it was perfect. And my wife was on hair and makeup duty as well, and we're like rushing to get there because they come us a call. Can you help with the makeup and the hair? And it's like it's an hour away. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
I will do my best to be there.
But your timing's pretty much perfect once you get into the game. We're still in the cave. I just described the scene again to the players, where there's a... Oh, you weren't in last week. So last week, the players fought two ancient white dragons at the same time and managed to eke out a victory. Bellamy's magic came in very handy. I gotta tip my hat to Jillian on this one. She was on point for you. She's like, this super powerful maneuver every turn, or this super powerful healing, because holy crap. I did my best to try to eat Kieran. I really did, but he got away.
He cornered me and I stopped time and ran.
Yep.
Nice.
Ultimate.
You only have one bardic inspiration left, just heads up.
Okay. Good to know.
And you're atop a silver dragon.
Oh,
Yes.
where I belong.
Yep. We knew that was going to be said. Something like that.
Yeah.
Alec changed into a silver dragon as part of his true changing forms, high-level crap. And he had at one point there's a saddle, but there's no time to put it on. And Bellamy's like, I'm gonna ride that, because people said, okay, she's gonna ride. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a dragon.
Yeah, that tracks.
I have blueberry pancakes.
Nice.
Let's be careful not to make bad sounds while I DM. But if you hear a fork clinking a plate, you know what's happening. I usually mute or lean away from my mic to be polite. I got Earl Grey tea and pancakes. You know the day started bad when you're getting these things.
Yeah. My so I told you I was a little late because I was making the hash brown. Buddy of mine down in the States makes blends. So there's this jalapeno taco seasoning that I throw on them. And my God, that is just delicious. I'm in love with
Sounds
it. For the record, that was also built for my taste buds. Like, he did a founder's thing, so to help get start up. So he made it kind of to what I like, which is why I'm such a big fan of it.
Perfect. That's nice. I like spicy food. I like the burn. I like really spicy food, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting there while people are going, half, and I'm like, you got some more sauce?
Yeah, it's not the spiciest thing I've ever had, but it is really, really tasty.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't like spice for spice. It's the flavors that pack with it that I'm for. So when I get one like the standard Tabasco sauce you can buy, you throw on stuff, it's like, oh, this is just hot. This isn't flavor. This is just hot. But I digress. I was blabbing a little while Bellamy was getting in. Once you're fully loaded on the map there, give me a perception check on Bellamy as well. Thus far, we've got Jade and we've got Flux, who have passed their checks of perception. And to give you an idea of what this area is like, Courtney, the music... Oh, good, it's still looping. Oh, I thought the music was broken again. The two red lines that you see that I've placed on the map here represent 30 foot above your head is how big this cave is. But at this point, between the two red lines, So this entire area here is completely open to the sky. Goes up about 250, 300 feet, something like that, leading to an almost crystal clear sky. A little bit of clouds here and there, but it appears that the storms that were ravaging the surface, which led you underground in the first place, have subsided. Also, where you've been underground for so damn long, you have no idea how far you've gone. Well, you have an idea, it's just not a good one. You know, the twisty-turny tunnels. Now, the twisty-turny tunnels continue in this direction, but they tighten and grow very small, which is going to be very awkward and very hard going. Or the sky is open to you if you wanted to simply leave this area.
I can go look outside if you guys want.
And once you get the chance there, toss me up that perception check for Bellamy. I kind of leaked that the DC is 20, so thus far we got Jade and Flux. Eagle Eye Flux, like this whole dungeon area, this was mine, Flux says with a nod. After she nuked the alpha, kicked the crap out of some dragons, and she's like, perception check in the 19, saving that 20 for a critical later. You know, Jillian, the entire last game while that dragon was getting his ass kicked, I needed to roll a 19 for it to wake up, right?
Yeah.
That's all I needed, a 19 or a 20, and here you are.
I already rolled 2 19s. Oh, wait, no, the other one was a 12. Never mind.
Well, even still, you're like, here's a 19. It's like, oh, I see how this
works. Don't worry, I won't roll it when it matters.
Yeah, you'll roll like a 3 when you go to hit something, and it'll be like, does a 37 hit? And I'll be like, yes.
I can't get 37. Alan, don't be ridiculous.
No, but it feels like it when you're at this level of the game.
I maxed out at 35, excuse you.
Oh my.
No, that's me stealing stuff, you know, rolling that 20.
That's true. Anything over 35 is a Jade. Exactly. Anything over 35 is a Jade roll.
Is it coming up there for you, Bellamy? Or Courtney? Oof. Reading while I'm talking. Did you get DC'd?
Maybe.
I think
Still shows it's connected.
Might just been Discord that kicked off on her. Or maybe someone's bugging her for a second and she had to lean back.
Can you guys hear me now?
There we go.
Oh, hi.
Okay, yeah, my mic cut out for some reason.
Oh.
Okay.
The least of the problems, as I like to say, thankfully. That one's a fixable one. So, what Flux and Jade notice as they look up, this is also just to make sure all the rolls are working for everyone, because Foundry's being weird, you know. Last thing I want is someone's like, my dice aren't working. It's like, God damn it! And I just flip a table. As you look at the permafrost of the walls, you notice now the smallest beads of water forming atop the ice as the permafrost appears to be melting. This also makes for a rather interesting sight. Dragon permafrost is its own unique thing. Drips of water fall from the permafrost on the wall, and as they fall through the frigid, negative cold air, they re-solidify as they lose their magical properties, turning back into regular water and then into ice droplets as they fall to the ground below. If you were to attempt to climb such a surface, even you, Jade, with your natural climbing ability, it would be insane as the very ground beneath your hands would be falling and tearing apart. You can't help but think, thank crap I'm not a low-level party who'd have to deal with a climb like that. While Flux is probably standing with her arms folded on her magic carpet like, no problem.
and our dragon's just kind of like stretching the wings. So Alex can scout up top. We can also send the manifest mind down the little tunnel to see if there's anything down there we want.
That's a smart idea, yeah.
If I do go up, does anyone want to come with me?
I think you already have a rider.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure.
So, Courtney, as Bellamy is seated on the back of Silver Dragon, going, "Come on, we can go." You notice Lulu floating down and landing on the back of the dragon's neck, staring you in the eyes. Her brow a little dropped as she gives her head a shake. "Oh, this just ain't right. You know that, right?" And she rummages around a little bit, and then pops off the ethereal blue helmet on her own head from her magical stuff and drops it down on your character's head. You don't really feel any weight from it. You don't gain any bonuses from it. It's purely cosmetic, but Lulu gives a firm nod. "Oh, there we go. If you're going to be a dragon rider, you gotta at least look the part, right?"
Aw, thank you, Lulu.
Lulu hops on the ground, starts marching away, looking all proud of her little self. And I will say, once you break 120 feet away from her, that's going to fade and go back on her head. It's strictly illusionary. It's ethereal magic. So long as she's wearing a magical ring, she gets a suit of armor that gives her a small bonus to her armor class that I've always calculated in. Saved her fur a few times. It was great. Dusty was like, "My armor, my legendary armor, I can wear it, and I can actually have an armor class." And the team's like, "Sweet, we're going to give it to Lulu." And he's like, and Lulu's so adorable, he's like, "I'm okay with this." Loved it. It's like the DM's like, "All right, I'll put this plot device to help balance things so the players can keep the balance." And they're like, "Nope, we're going to throw you a curveball." I'm like, "Okay." I love it. Now Lulu looks cool as shit. Alrighty, so jokes and laughing fun aside, there is the small cave that you can send the manifest mind through, and there is the northern climb. Which would you like to do first? I mean, you might be doing both at the same time, but
We should probably check out the tunnel before heading up.
Bellamy sort of looking over one shoulder. "Oh, I don't want to let treasure go."
Yeah.
And meanwhile, where is Jade?
Who knows?
I was just going to say, that's always the question, isn't it?
Dan's been a little quiet, so I'm wondering if Jade's already trying to sneak through that little tunnel on his own.
Well, I mean, he's coming back out of the tunnel by now.
Alrighty. Tell you what, if you wanted to say that the second they're like, "Should we do this? Should we do that?" If you say your character just bolted and went for it, you can give me a dex check, just straight up dex, or you can use acrobatics as you try to squeeze through that incredibly tight passage. The rest of the team are presently in the process of like saying, "Oh, we're gonna fly up in the air, blah blah blah," and your character's like, "I'm going over here now." With a 21, you have no trouble with your natural dexterity even squeezing in between the rocks and the snow and making your way through. You do have to do a little bit of a dig here and there, but you notice the snow as you push gives naturally to a certain degree. Only because the permafrost is thawing. The magical ice created by these beastly dragons gives way beneath your grasp and opens to a small, rounded, circular chamber. And what greets you in here might bring some surprise to Jade. I'll send you a PM. Or a DM, they call them now.
God, get down with the kids already, Alan. Ugh.
But by the way, that is how we feel about Lulu.
Huh? Oh, I just finished the message to Jade. I should pick the off topic and take a look here. Oh yeah, if anything, I've only had you for a day and a half, but if anything happens to her, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself. Yeah. Lulu herself has gotten to the point she's like, I'm not taking part in this fight. I normally would, but I throw bombs, you throw nukes. So, Merry Christmas.
You need to just calm down right now, Fergus. He's going nuts with his bully stick. It's like a race.
Fergus is like, I read Jade's PM. I know what happened.
Want to see some real speed?
Meanwhile, Dan's like, oh, that's some info. So, while Jade's doing his thing and Dan's making some decisions there, do you want to see what you see when you fly up?
Yep, sure.
Okay. As you start your ascent, you begin to notice that the permafrost is thawing even faster as you rise up into the air, wings beating to bring yourself up. Which leads to a rather interesting sight you probably would never have seen otherwise as you make your way into the air. The droplets begin to increase in number steadily until they're falling like a soft rainstorm, dripping from the edges of the walls, making soft echoes through the air as they release. But what might catch your fancy are as these droplets turn to ice and strike the icy snow below, piling as they do, like chimes on the air, floating behind you in rhythmic tune as you breach the very edge of the top of a cliffside. Coming up, bright light shines, and you can see far in the distance, though on foot you might estimate, depending on a survival check, how far it would be to get to, a beacon of light far in the distance, as you know to be Mephisto's castle. Your destination seems somewhat closer as the light shines, but what might be catching your view on top of this plateau is the remnants of a fountain, mostly destroyed, round circular fountain, 2/3 of it gone, and some other ruins for the ground, frozen, crystallized somewhat in ice. You see the skeletal remains as well, propped up against the side. Outside of that, the snowdrift only goes on for a few meters in any other direction, before it slopes downward, leading quickly towards the shoreline. It would appear you've made it to the opposite end.
Hey, I think that's where we're supposed to go, right? Oh wait, you're a dragon, you probably can't talk.
Dragons can talk.
Oh, you can talk! That's where we're going!
10 points. You're a dragon. Oh, right. You probably can't talk when you're a dragon. Of course, dragons can talk. It's like, what the? Not only that. How long does that spell last, anyway?
An hour.
You know they have changed shape, right?
Yep. So I can
So you can-
be Alec again while still being a dragon. It's weird.
What?
I love it. Yeah.
I'm gonna transform myself so I can transform myself into myself.
Yep. I just put it up in the chat as a. Oh wait, that might not be public. Oh no, it is good. I put that up in the chat just so you can see exactly the changed shape. But the silver dragon does have common and draconic as languages, though I don't think you get their languages when you take their form. I'd have to check that. It's very weird because you get a lot of your own mental faculties, but their preferred stats, so it's really fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine you learn the language because you're still you, so probably just ones I know. Anyway, but we just killed the other two dragons, so I don't know really if there's going to be many other dragons to talk to.
It's like, we hope not. Not right now, anyway. All the other ones are stronger.
Yeah. I was looking, I think, using this shape change spell, I think the strongest dragon I can transform into is an ancient white one when I hit level 20.
And they are quite strong.
Yeah.
You turn into an ancient white dragon, the bad guy immediately uses Dominate Monster on you. And the DM winks at the party.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Should we go back down, or do you want to check out that fountain or the ruins?
Are we all planning on coming up here, or are we planning on doing a little more exploring?
We were just checking this out while Nimbar's mind book mind his mind examines the tunnel, or we wait for Jade to get back from the tunnel. I presume he's there.
Depending on how long Jade takes inside of that tunnel is whether or not the manifest mind is going to be in there while he's in there. You know what I mean? Does Jade go in, and jump right back out? Or is he in there for about a minute? Because if so, I'm pretty sure that manifest mind would make its way inside there as well.
It did go in fairly quickly.
Oh, I'm saying this for Dan's benefit because there was stuff in there.
Yeah.
He might be just staring like, oh, and then the manifest mind shows up and he's like, shit! We'll give him a minute. Oh, I got a message. One sec. Is he here?
Did you say it was a survival check to judge the distance to the castle?
Yep, survival check to try to figure out how far it would be. You've already seen this light a couple times, and now that you have a couple frames of reference. Bellamy's rubbing her chin. I'd say it's 2, maybe 3 days. And Alex speaks up, weeks? No, maybe about 10 days. And she's like, yes, 10 days. Nodding her head enthusiastically.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. You're picking up what I was putting down.
If you were to able to take this on foot, you'd probably get there within a 10-day. I have a little fun when one player fails, another aces it right beside them. Because the sad thing is it's DC 15, so that's why I was like, I'm gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
That tracks.
On foot, you'd assume a 10-day. Once you're on the water, your boat's a little slower, though. So you'll have some time to think. Because you can see off in the distance, as you glance, what appears to be the tiniest speck of land. How big? Well, that's damn near impossible to tell.
You mentioned our boat. Can we see it? Did it make it to the other side, or we?
You can do a perception check. Glancing at the hill, you notice it's a very smooth, gentle sort of decline on the way down. Yes, Bellamy, you probably could slide. Holy crap, someone rolled a nat 20 on that one. Alec, once again. And Bellamy's scanning the coastline. Is that our boat down there? And he goes, no, that's a rock. I don't see our boat anywhere.
It's the snow. It's very blinding. It's hard to see up here.
Keep hitting the tail, Dean. Dean's like, I'm just gonna keep acing these rolls. You just keep them coming. Jesus.
I only seem to make characters that are good at seeing things. Anything past that.
Oh. Well, I don't know, man. Whenever you summon big piles of snakes, that's like, plan's ruined. It's always nice. See the synergy.
Waiting to pull out the summon Pixies polymorph T-Rex thing on you.
Well, should we go back down and?
Yeah, we should probably go tell them what's up here.
Yeah.
The manifest mind reaches into the same hole where Jade is. It sees Jade crouched. Once it makes it in, it makes its way through the permafrost left behind by the dragons, which is now thawing. It finds a nest, and it sees Jade, presently picking up broken eggshells from dragon eggs and putting them in a bag of holding. It returns with that information to the wizard, Nimbar.
Well, actually, it's just sitting there because I can actually talk to it now.
Oh, I thought you were doing the back and forth thing. If it's just chilling.
No. The back and forth thing was solely
because there's no telepathy in the maze.
Yeah.
Don't teleport in 8th layer, but telepathy's a freaky thing in that maze. Line of sight, essentially, it required. The walls messed with it due to their magical nature.
Yeah. The mine will float over right beside Jade. And just kind of like stare at him for a second.
Jade, on that note, to test your speed, to see if your plan that you've gone with has worked, give me a sleight of hand check.
$28.
Alrighty. And give me a perception check from that manifest mind.
Shouldn't that be a minimum of 28?
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Sorry,
it's 28.
sorry.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. I'm just gonna hop off for a little bit. My brother's here.
Alrighty.
Yeah. For the record, my mind can't. I don't know what its stats are, but like Nimbar can't get that high.
Hang on. Why is that different on D&D Beyond?
If Nimbar can't get that high, then it's an automatic pass for Jade.
Yeah, that's.
I love the picture for it. It's like an evil hand stealing something. I'm also going to have Flux look at Lulu and it's like, don't you fly up there. You're not getting out of my sight. And Lulu's going to flap down, put both legs onto Flux, start flapping her little wings really, really hard, lifting Flux up into the air. Yeah, all right, that's no problem. I'll take you with me. And Flux is like, well, you know what? This works. This works. That way, since Jillian had to step away, it gives an explanation for whichever way you go. Her and Lulu are going to be there at the same.
I would like to say very quickly, Jillian already knows this, and Dean probably might already have seen this, but I bought a violin yesterday, guys. I'm going to learn how to play. I'm going to be a real life bard.
Congratulations. I love music.
Nice.
Thanks.
I have a
I'm
guitar
pretty
like
excited.
3 steps away from my hands at any given moment.
Nice.
I'm musically challenged.
Yeah. My sister is too. I got the music gene, but I played flute for a lot of years, and then I tried to play guitar, and like I was okay at it, but then I was like, not for me. And then I've always wanted to play piano, but my parents were like, no, we're not getting into piano. And then I was like, I've always wanted to play violin, but then my parents were like, those are too expensive. But now I'm like, I'm a 27-year-old lady, and if I want a violin, I'm gonna buy a violin. So I did, and I signed up for classes.
Oh, nice. It's a heck of a thing to learn.
Excited.
Every time I've tried to learn an instrument, it doesn't go well.
Yeah, well, they told me that, like, learning the violin, it's one of the instruments that, like, you can't just pick up in a couple weeks. Like, he said, like, you'll probably be, like, a year before you can play, like, a couple songs.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, okay, all right.
To be fair, one of my challenges is I don't know how to read sheet music. Like, they've tried to teach me in school and such. It doesn't make sense.
That's why guitar is a little easier for a lot of people, because we have a specific form called tablature for guitar, which is sheet music built only for guitar. It gives you the position of your finger on the fret in a numerical value. You probably love it, John. It would work a lot better for you. For violin, though, I tried to learn fiddle, which is a violin. It's just a fiddle. Up home, because I had a family member who could play, and he gave me a couple lessons. And it was difficult to get started, but once you get good with it, you are flowing music. A guitar, your finger goes on this fret, on this position, makes this sound. On a violin, I think it's about here. I better make sure this is in tune. Hang on. It's a beautiful instrument. If I had the time, I'd learn it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. The teacher that I got, he teaches classical technique as well as fiddling, so
Oh,
I'm gonna
nice.
learn both.
That'll give you a really strong base because they're very, very different, but very similar, but very different in how they, similar in approach, different in application. And I love violin. It's one of the most beautiful instruments. I could never take the time to learn it though. I love my guitar too much. That's the other thing. I feel like I'd be cheating.
That's fair.
There. That's how easy it is to do guitar.
Yep.
Like learning the finger placement.
That's the basics for all the chords. If you play them that way, there's other ways. I put a capo on and I start messing around. It gets crazy. But I mean, at that point, Dan's like, "Yes, I know, Alan. You're being technical. Screw off." Plugs in his headphone jack into his electric guitar and rocks it with a Vox amp.
I also like don't have like I don't know how to word it. Like I can move my fingers and such and do what I want them to do, but I have to really think about it. Like I can't.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah. Again, I'm musically challenged. I've come to terms with it.
Oh no, you just summed up the hardest part of playing guitar is putting those fingers where they need to go and knowing and remembering and moving them. It's not easy. And to be honest, with my hands getting worse as I get older, I'm getting worse at it. I've been trying to play some more lately so I don't lose it, but oof. The way it goes. Oh my word. Okay, I've got on a bit of a tangent now. Music and musical instruments will do that.
Yeah.
That was my fault. I started that one.
Oh,
nah.
No worries. We're all distracted today.
That was group distraction right there, 100%. We all like music.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I can appreciate those that do.
Definitely keep us posted on your progress once you're learning. If you do,
yeah, for sure.
If you get any recordings or anything, just give them a post. I'd definitely love to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
What I fully expect is at some point you get decent enough to play a song, you're going to be like, yeah, I do bardic expression. Okay, and how do you do it? 1 second. Clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will be very disappointed. I'll be very disappointed if it's not.
Then immediately I whip out my electric guitar and I just do one of those dueling banjos against her, back and forth for a while. Oh, that is a beautiful violin.
Oh,
very nice. Where Courtney, where you'd mentioned on Discord the other week, the musical battle. It's like, there we go. Now we have our showdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'll fix my guitar. Let's do this.
Dan jumps in on it too. He goes, I ain't no support cast. This is lead audio here.
I have all the cords. I can plug my guitar into my computer. Let's do this.
I'm going to just be there, going, yay, do the thing, music, yay.
You can do the computer synthesizer stuff.
John, we'll be on like a wood block or something. You know.
Okay then.
Cowbell. We need more cowbell.
I've got the nice mic, so I'll use my acoustic. Dan, you can use the electric. I'll use my acoustic, and we can do some crazy stuff. That works, yeah. Oh God. The Dungeons and Dragons band. We all get together, start playing. It sounds like nails on chalkboard.
Yeah, no, I'll show up with the cowbell. I won't have rhythm, but I'll show up with cowbell.
Oh, yep. We get you there. Just be like, every time I kick you, you hit the cowbell. He goes, oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, alrighty. So, as Jade is presently shuffling broken dragon egg shards into a bag of holding, as the manifest mind shows up, he gives it a nod, goes back, keeps putting more broken eggshells into the bag of holding, as it appears the nest was back here.
Yeah. Is there anything else back here, or just the...
No, just the eggshells.
Dan's already shaking his head. Or Jade.
I was hoping to find the dragon horde.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. That's why I had to ask.
Wait, there was no horde?
It doesn't seem like it.
Aww.
I will let the others know what I found. I'm going to, for the time being, just admit about the dragon eggshells.
So this will cause some confusion for Lulu, who blinks a few times as she looks around. Oh, Well, I figure you find at least something down here that they're worth protecting. Normally, white dragons they don't give too much of a crap for territory. They'll just leave if they're losing a fight. Oh well, it must be something to do with hell. I mean, they're not like red dragons. You get into a fight with a red dragon on his territory, you better bring it. They'll fight with the burger.
I'll be right back.
Jade's like, I'm ducking out. Oh, we'll
Actually,
give that.
sorry, I have to be right back too for just a quick.
Oh,
Shoot, the whole team's going.
Sorry.
it might have been something you said,
all good,
Alan. I
Kieran.
don't know.
I think I might have offended them with the dragon egg shells. Team's like, we want a treasure, no treasure, flips table.
I need a timeout. I'm freaking out.
But I did drop the important words earlier on as to why there's no treasure. But that's fine.
What were the important words?
Dan knows, but he's AFK for a minute.
Convinced
Was
there's
it-
no treasure. I'm just. He may have already stolen them.
The real
That's true,
treasure
too.
was the friends we
Nope.
made along the way.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope. Well, I mean, if we're talking Bellamy, then yes, absolutely, it was the friends. But Courtney wants the dragon treasure.
I think, in reality, you want the dragon warlock pact to be a thing. Because I'm sure that's the best of both worlds.
Oh,
You get
You know
some
what?
dragon treasure and a little power drip from a dragon.
You know what? You didn't really need to call me out like that, but I'm really glad that you did because I absolutely want that.
it's a nice thing about warlocks and patron deities and all that. You've got a lot of room to
Yeah.
wiggle. My favorite was one person's. They were just playing essentially some dad character who's making a sandwich and accidentally summoned a demon, and it went from there. He was just the super friendliest in the world. It's just he puts the ketchup down, the super powerful demon shows up, and he's like, I don't know how I summoned you. Do you want some bologna and cheese? And they're like, yeah, sure.
Love that.
Who summons me mortal? Not me. I was making a sandwich. You hungry?
I love a good dad character.
Yep.
It's all started with not another D&D podcast, and now I'm playing a dad character.
It's like the antithesis to the emo, dark, brooding character. The dad character jumps in. It's like, yeah, I got the exact same background as that guy, but whew, he looks pretty messed up, doesn't he? He needs more coffee. Oh, I love it. So, right now we've got Dan
so
and we've got
here-
Kieran on AFK.
Here we go.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back, welcome back.
Alan, you dead?
Yeah, that's it.
I swear, I don't think anymore. I just think in memes.
Yep, we're starting to get that way. I'm posting that one into the actual
Like-
other because it was a great rating prompt. That's the one.
I forget the race in Star Trek, but Damaka, his arms wide, right? Like that's kind of how I think with the memes now.
Dorlax and Tanagra on the island. His arms wide like timber. And it's like, man, our society will never communicate like that. And Buddy looks you right in the eyes and says, Spider-Man, when he pointed his finger at Spider-Man. I love it. We're devolving into that society or evolving into that society. I'm not sure, but it's fun. So we got Dan back. We're just waiting on Kieran so that we can do the forward momentum. As Dan's
After I finish gathering all the shells, our ritual detect magic.
There is none, unfortunately, in the area you're in. Well, the magical nature of dragons themselves that permeate the ice, you can see has faded or is fading. Which makes sense, you killed them. But that's the magic of the world, not so much, oh, you see illusionary magic that's forging ice. No. Dragon magic. That sort of stuff's dangerous. Like, someone's like, oh, I'll put down Leomod's tiny hut, and the dragon's like, I'm gonna use my breathe weapon. Sucks to be you.
Yep.
I've seen it happen. It's sad.
I am back, by the way. Sorry, I just wanted to. Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I had to get some food because I realized I hadn't eaten all morning.
I've been slowly working on pancakes. It's all good, man. I completely understand.
The hash browns were delicious.
But yeah. I am here, though.
Your timing was perfect, though. Everybody poofed for a quick second, so...
Everyone needs to stop talking about delicious food, because I had to slam down some cereal after taking this little toe rag out for a walk.
Well, we'll have our lunch break as
I haven't
well.
even eaten yet.
That's me some days. Actually, most days. I'm like running up on a break
I've been
from
doing
work.
hair and makeup since like 7 a.m.
Oh, that's right. You got put to work today.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least it's for a good cause.
Right.
Yeah, I get to do all the makeup for every occasion because I'm a licensed makeup artist. So everyone's
nice.
like, "Ooh, do my makeup," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, all right, okay."
I show up and be like, hey.
I hope some people like pay you for your service.
I just imagine
Yeah,
us all
like I definitely don't charge like my family, but like friends, I'll like offer trades. Like, well, you don't have to pay me, but like, what can you do for me?
Yeah,
I just had
absolutely.
This, funny mental thought of all of us playing together, and we're like setting up for a podcast, and like Courtney comes up doing my makeup, and she's like, "Freckles, what the hell am I gonna do with these?"
Actually, I know just what to do with Freckles.
Oh, yes. Accentuate them.
The dots, right?
Oh God, my poor arms. They'd look like constellations.
We'll just play connect the dots.
Oh my word. Oh, having a little fun being slightly distracted while Jillian stepped out. You know, wasting a little time, as they say. But okay, dokie, back on track as the ice raindrops are making that beautiful chiming sound.
Mm-hmm.
What's the plan now? Because I'm gonna say at this point, Dad, unless you got anything else, Jay's gonna be like coming back out of the snow blind area. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing there.
You wish there was, but
do I see anything back here where the dragons were with detect magic up?
the same sort of effect. The walls themselves are heavily covered in that same dragon ice magic. You know, the very nature of the dragon's lair itself, as it's now losing that regional capacity of being a lair. Because they were doing lair actions and crap too. That's the only other magics you see. Besides your friends, looking at them is like seeing someone pointing a car at you with headlights every time because of the sheer volume of magical gear.
So, if I understand right, the only way out is up. Because the tunnel just led to the nest.
It would appear.
And we did see a really pretty light up there, so that's always a plus.
I can just carry you guys up.
And I will point out, Jade, since you aced your perception check earlier, looking at the walls now, you see they've lost only a small bit of what is actually there for the permafrost. Those beautiful droplets of ice that are coming down, you notice, are quickly beginning to fill the bottom area of the ravine. The water itself is being overtaken by the ice droplets. And given the amount of ice that's on either wall, this area is going to be quite flooded by those droplets. Maybe not yet, but within an hour or two, probably.
How high up is the top of the thing?
250, 300 feet, somewhere in that range.
How many of us can you carry at one time?
Fortunately, the time constraint isn't quite so bad like that. It's just the implication being once you leave this place, you can never come back. It's going to fill. Just like the underground ice maze, but that's kind of because you broke it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
We didn't break anything.
Whoa, what? I mean, was there anything else like? I feel like we covered this area pretty well. It was just the tunnels with the mad ape guys, and then these people. Was there any of those side tunnels that we wanted to check, or I thought we were just boosting, as they say?
At this point, you've checked every side tunnel and every route. You've covered all the ground. And there's really nothing left.
Oh.
Can you just remind me again quickly what the red lines are? That's where it's
The
open
edge.
to the sky?
Yep, that just lines up with where the ceiling is open.
Okay. Am I able to jump across, like, the rocks in the water there and get
Oh,
to the
yeah.
other side?
Yep, if you were in battle, I'd make it be
Okay.
a check so that you don't slip and fall into the water. But when it's here, it's... Bellamy skips across the rocks. I mean, that sounds completely normal to me.
Yeah. Yeah. What are these crystals?
Between ranges of 70 and 90 feet above your head, they jut out from the wall. Originally, there were gorilla-style monsters hidden on a few of them, until Flux basically one turn killed the alpha, and then they all got scared and stopped fighting and ran away.
Oh, love that for us.
Made life easier.
And we've been up this way?
Yep, that was the nest.
Okay, cool. Then I will hop my way back across. Up and out, friends?
Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, I can fly myself out.
I don't think I'll be able. I'll be able to take most people on one trip. Like you sit on my back, Nimbar. I'll take 2 people in a front claw, then fly down for whoever's left over. Or Flux can go up in the carpet that she has while I fly up. I think we'll manage it without using any more spells and stuff.
I believe Lulu carried Flux up, and that was the excuse as to how she was AFK right now.
Yep. Lulu
Oh, yeah.
can't do her mammoth form anymore. She used up her use for that. But I was having her carrying Flux out, and they're moving very slow. Very slow. She's at like the 45-foot marker, like, I can do it! Oh.
We're all very happy that you did, because otherwise she'd be dead right now.
Yeah, I might come back and get them, but yeah, so we don't need to worry.
Alright.
But
I'm going to
certainly-
start climbing back on.
Certainly with time to spare, because you have about half an hour left on that dragon morph. I rolled back to where I put up the description, it was 30 minutes ago. I'm going to give a little extra time because we've been chatty, but I'll say there's half an hour left on your dragon morph. It'll end at 9:35 p.m. game time. The clock's rolling, I love it. But that still gives you plenty of time.
How do we check the time again?
In the bottom left where it says Dungeons and Dragons, where you can see the moon, if you click on the N in Dungeons and Dragons, it should pop up a little clock. If it doesn't, you can click the calendar icon, which is under the token controls, the very top option. There's a little calendar, it looks like a little battery almost, and that'll pull up the full calendar with the time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool.
The other one's mostly for me, so I can control the time and skip it forward or skip it backwards and do stuff like that. The nice thing on the calendar, too, I had mentioned, I'm not sure if you were here when I had, I've completely filled it out, including holidays. You'll notice like a little red dot of 1 written on any entry in the calendar. Next month, Nighthall, for example, the 11th and 20th. If you click on either of those, you'll see a little entry for the holiday for that time of year.
Oh.
Just adds a little bit to it that way.
Fun.
I had for Uktar, the day since it's the 20th on Howldown, Lulu held a feast for everybody, which is why everyone had the effects of Heroes Feast on them. Made you immune to fear, which helped for that dragon fight a little bit, among things. But it was also a throwback to something I gave the team on Thanksgiving last year that didn't get used. And Lulu's like, it's going bad, we gotta eat it. Also, if you hear birds chirp really loudly, my apologies, Courtney. I'm not doing that to mess with you. They come and land on my balcony, which is like 5 feet away from me, and they chirp.
I'm so sorry for you.
I give you the heads up because I know you don't like. So it's like, just in case you're hearing it, it's not me being that guy. And it's like, oh, I know she doesn't like them. Chirp, chirp.
But birds are so pretty and lovely.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean they're really not. They're terrible, horrible creatures that sit in trees and they caw at you and chirp at you and they plot your destruction and you know what?
Well, that's. I mean,
I
there's
don't like
something-
other creatures having that kind of power except for me.
There is something to that because birdsong isn't. It's like they're claiming territory, so it's like, don't come in
Yeah.
this tree or I will murder you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I like owls. They're like flying cats. You can tell what they're coming for.
So, do you know what a
Oh,
group
yeah.
of do you know what a
Cool.
group
They
of crows is
talk
called?
about-
A
A murder.
Okay. So,
Yup.
so when one dies, the rest of the pack or murder will investigate to find out what's the cause. So it's a murder investigation.
Yep.
What do you call two
Love
crows?
Attempted murder.
Yes.
Oh my god. So we're flying up.
I'm sorry.
Courtney's like, this is literal torture. We're up in the air now. We're going.
Yeah.
With the chimes left behind, and the ground now a faded memory, the team passes by Lulu and Flux, who's just coming up towards the top. She's like, I can do it! I can do it! Just as you all just flap by with one shoot of the wings, the gust coming off from the silver dragon form causes Lulu to rock somewhat in air, and she actually lets out a few less than pleasant words like, oh, you watch where you're bloody going. You gotta learn how to fly. My god, I'm just trying to get on in one side here. By Primus's head, you gonna... Oh, someone gonna hit you someday in air, and you gonna know it. Use your blinker. For God's sakes.
as Alec goes to bank right to get away from the hole, he just extends one of his legs in like a right hand turn signal.
Oh. So you all make it to the top, where the remaining party members are greeted with the same imagery. You're on top of the world, as it were. Lulu sort of falls over half dead, just panting like, oh my god. Looks at Flux, put down a couple swords. Too much metal. Oof. Meanwhile, Flux is like, no. Are you okay, Lulu? You're doing good. She's like, I'm just doing hyperbole. It's okay, dear. But at the top, you are greeted with the same sight. A rather wide plateau, but not very big. Wide enough for you all to be sitting around and standing around comfortably as you're on top of the far side of the cliff. You can see well back where you came from, most of it destroyed, shelved, fallen apart. And in front of you, a small hill leading down to the shoreline. But unfortunately, you cannot see your ship from where you are at. However, Alec, having rolled that 20 on his perception check, as you peer the coastline, yet again from up above, now that the whole team's up here and we've put the shenanigans aside and we're moving a little forward, you know, the serious cards. There is one thing you see on the shoreline that you most certainly recognize.
Oh, don't tell me it's this guy.
Yep, Gargoyle.
Ah,
There's a chair that he's reclined in, and there's an umbrella
course.
up.
of course there is.
That's all you can make out from this distance, but you can't see your boat anywhere.
So he succeeded.
Lulu stands up slowly, dusts herself off, looks down the hill, looks at Flux, then looks down the hill again, looks back at Flux. Alright, you put your shield down, I'm hop on it, and you hop on it, I bet we're toboggan. Flux lifts a brow. Lulu looks at the rest of the party. Anyone want a race?
Jade's in.
Me.
Okay.
How
All
we're
right,
doing this.
you have fun, children.
The wizards. One wizard looks at the other wizard. I ain't doing that. Kieran, on the other hand, for Isaac. Everyone wants to go sledding. Kieran, you in?
Oh god. Oh, fuck it.
Lulu looks happy. She's like, yeah, whole team's going. And then she looks straight at Nimbar and gives puppy dog eyes. Big pout. Moves towards him slowly.
Jade will walk over to Isaac and go, can you continue your reduced person so it's easier for him to move?
Oh, sure, yeah.
And Lulu's going to
Since
come
he's
right
now
up.
reduced, since he's now reduced, Jade grabs him and they're going.
You unhand me right now. This is not dignified.
Lulu walks over to Jade. Sit him on top of my head. He'll have a good view. If we crash, I'm fluffy. He'll be fine.
Fine.
Isaac, meanwhile, seeing them basically drag Nimbar along, is like, yeah, I'm just going to agree. Fine. Oh. Who has the shield of the hidden lord?
Jade.
Yeah, I thought so. That's a good toboggan right there.
He's actually using it right now.
He has it coming. Gargoth does anyway.
I'm using my old shield to slide down. Not my unicorn one, because I feel like that unicorn horn probably will add some traction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If it was on the bottom of the shield, you could use it like a fin to control where you're going, but... Oh. You go tobogganing in that thing, it's like, why aren't I... Oh, I stabbed the ground. Dangerous horn shield, that thing.
Yeah.
Plus, you wouldn't want to scuff it up. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
This what animals is it? Is it seals or penguins that slide down into the water more?
Penguins.
Penguins.
Because Alex gonna like take off as the dragon and like boost the head with dragon wings and then like shape change into a penguin. So he's like
Oh. Bellamy's yelling, cheater! Cheater!
a supercharged penguin, like some kind of dodgy Sonic the Hedgehog knockoff.
Aww.
So as everyone's doing the ready, set, go, Dean takes off, leaves a snow blind behind himself as he launches as a dragon form, flips around in midair, and a penguin hits the ground while Bellamy is yelling cheater. He's flying.
So, for the record, one of my favorite animals is actually a penguin. I love penguins so much.
Penguins are awesome. Any species that works together that much is pretty cool.
Have you ever seen them, like, the video of the penguin tripping over the rope?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Poor penguins.
Courtney, do you mind penguins? Like, can I post that video if I find it?
Because
Penguins are for like
Yeah,
little
they're a bark.
I don't mind the birds. Well, I shouldn't say I don't mind the birds that don't fly because a bitch does not like an ostrich, but I don't mind penguins.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because, like,
If you
Penguins
see the,
and like those what are those little round ones that like only live in Australia?
emus,
No,
because they're
no.
not
I'm
not
sorry,
little.
you said demon wrong?
Little round birds
They're
that
like-
live in
they're like-
Australia.
Little
Kiwis?
tiny. They don't. Yeah. They don't fly, so they don't bother me that much.
Oh,
Kiwis is New Zealand, right? Because that's the whole
Oh, is
term
it New
kiwi.
Zealand?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was Australia because they have all the weird shit.
It's true.
not wrong.
This is reminding me of being on like a date with a girl in Toronto, and it turns out she's afraid of pigeons. So I noticed because every time
A
pigeons were
valid
nearby,
fear.
she would reposition herself to hide, like put me between her and the pigeons, right? And I was asking her like, "What's up?" Because she kept doing this. She kept using me as a human shield, right?
At first,
It
you're
was
like,
pretty funny.
yeah, I feel big and strong. I get to protect her. But then you suddenly realize, wait a second. First sign of danger, she's throwing me to the wolves. This isn't good.
apparently it was because of for her it wasn't the birds flying, it was the birds being on the ground is what scared her. Apparently she had it started with chickens when she was young, and pigeons sort of got scooped up in that phobia.
Oh,
So
God, yeah.
So
I'm
I
not a
found
big fan of
the
it.
two videos. I love them.
because if you're ever in Toronto, pigeons will just be like chilling everywhere. They don't care.
Oh,
He tripped. Love that. Love
Right.
that for him.
so before the team does move on, as you're all at the top looking at this slide. We almost forgot the plot stuff. There is that fountain with a skeleton on it.
Oh, yep.
The whole team
Okay.
came up. We're going sliding. DM's like, I forgot I was describing this, but I don't have my
Right.
map, so I forgot.
Yep, you're right.
Penguin
Before
sidetracked me. Oof.
Penguin Gate, Alec will go check out the skeleton.
And walking up to peek at this one, it's old, cold, and worn. Strong leathers once clung to this body, protecting it, but they've long since been turned to little more than tatters. The skeleton itself seems to be placed somewhat delicately on the edge of the fountain and has frozen in place there over the years, somewhat exposed, somewhat not. Though held tightly in the hands, you see a very, very small purple box.
How long did it take us to get back up here?
Oh, just a couple moments. It's a quick flight to get up there.
What does my detect magic see of the purple box?
Nothing. No magical properties stem from that box whatsoever. Whether or not it's layered with lead on the inside.
Is it a pretty purple box?
Very pretty, nice and velour in color. It would appear the elements and the hands grafting and holding it have protected it against wear and tear for the elements itself. Or perhaps a little bit of that dragon ice, which is now thawed, was protecting it. Hard to say, but it seems in quite clean condition from where you stand.
Guys, maybe the treasure is in the ice. And I'm gonna start digging in the snow.
With your bare hands.
Yeah.
Lulu trots her way over. She goes, "Oh, that looks fun. I'm gonna go help," and starts digging. And she digs like a dog, which means Nimbar, poor Nimbar, you're on the receiving end. She just unleashes hell with snow when she's digging, and you were walking by.
Nimber doesn't know this yet, but this is not Nimber's day. Covered in snow like a snowman, and then he's going to be abducted to be sled.
Oh my word! Oh my word!
Is there any like obvious like wounds on the skeleton, or does it look like that?
Oh no, there's
it
nothing
was
you
just
can
placed
tell.
there?
It's been
Yeah.
too long for whatever
Yeah.
body was there.
Yeah.
Because it's in his nature, Jade will just reach out and take the purple box.
That's going to take an athletics or an acrobatics check, as it's held quite firmly. You can tear it free, or use your dexterous nature to try to free it. You know, it's whether or not you grab and rip, or you're going up with a dagger in hand and jiggle, out it comes. You know what I mean?
As well, I think if it helps inform your decision, Alec would have been moving to see about maybe putting it in a better resting spot. So
The body itself is quite frozen, where it lays, and it appears to have been placed there purposely. Arms folded, legs together, but it's quite frozen to the top of that. However, the permafrost is thawing, so it probably won't stay there. And Jade, with your 22 on that athletics check, I'm just hovering that in case it isn't. With a 22 on your athletics check, you reach down and with one hand easily tear the box up and forward, removing it from its resting place. At a glance, you can now see the back side of it, the bottom of the box, not near the opening on top, has a very small metal key stuck in it. Not unlike the winding key you'd find on the back of a tin soldier.
It's a music box, I think. But I don't want to twist it and place it, because what if it plays the bells of Blackrock?
the thought did cross my mind.
Am I finding anything in the snow?
No, you and Lulu are having a lot of fun, though.
Perfect.
Is like if we opened it, would it start playing, or does it need to be wound up? I don't know how music boxes work.
To wind it and then you open it.
Yeah, with a winding key, most of them are you wind it and then open it, but but this is D&D, so
Yeah.
it could start playing when we open it, and it could do it like a magical feature when we wind it.
I could just fly away so that I don't hear the bells if it is bells. I could just fly out of earshot and wait for a thumbs up signal.
Then again, with how old it is, the key might just snap off because of the cold.
That's true.
You can give a perception check to give an empirical glance around the box to try to get a feel for how structurally sound it is.
That's a 24.
It seems fairly structurally sound to you, but it's really hard to tell. An investigation check would allow you to peer a fair bit more, but that's where you start poking and prodding and twisting and turning. A perception check is just looking it over. Glancing as you look over it with a 24. It looks pretty solid to you, so you're quite impressed by its design.
Shall I just add it to the list of things I need to investigate later, guys, or do we want to do it now?
Yeah. Cautious tone.
I say do it now, but that's just me.
I'm very tempted to, like, get it over with now. Like, just whatever's in it.
Okay, pet me.
I reach out and cast guidance on Jade, but I will, as I do it, I will go back into my my dragon form.
And guidance adds 24.
Yep.
It's so weird that cantrip doesn't scale like the others, but it makes so much sense that cantrip doesn't scale.
That's a 20.
As you... Are you just checking it out, or are you actually winding it and opening it?
Curiosity killed the cat. I open it.
As you...
Did you wind it before or after you opened it?
Before, because that's how music boxes work.
Alright.
So, Jade holds his fingers up, wiggles them around a bit, blows across the tips of them like a bowler ready to throw a strike, wiggling them as he looks back to the back of the box, tilts his head, turns the box, turns it around, looks at it again, checks it, tilts the head a little bit more, rubs his chin, looks at it. Lulu yells, "I'll just get on with it already, DM!" Jade grabs onto the key, gives it a slow twist as you hear it click, 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 click. As the inner gears and workings wind and twist, and you feel pressure back on the key, the way you would expect for when you would do such a thing. And as you open the music box, you're greeted with a rather standard image on the inside. It's a music box. Opening it up, I'll throw an example image. This isn't quite what the box looks like, but your standard music box. Inside is a metallic disc with a singular arm on top of it, which spins around to catch the music, and it begins as you open it up. You can see on the back of this old music box was a picture at some time. But sadly, as the years have gone by, it is worn away to be little more than scratchings on the back. One part of the music box that didn't survive. Kieran, you go ahead. As the music box chime rings out and you stare at it, your character feels an odd sensation overtaking as you feel your mind drifting. And the world before you seems to fade as a memory comes back to mind. Now, you know what's happening. You're getting a glimpse of those powers set before you when you first started on and saw that image. Another one's coming. You can attempt to resist it, or you can let it flow.
Do you know what? I'll let this happen. I'm curious.
For everyone else, it's but an instant of Kieran's character basically blinking his eyes and saying, whoa, that's... For Kieran, for Isaac, I should say. As the melody rings out, you recognize it, and it rings true, and a memory springs to mind. You can remember yourself, or someone, or something. Children, when you're very young. A town springing to life in your mind. Dozens of children, elven and human, being huddled and hushed together by family, by friends, by soldiers, by everybody, as you're brought into the basement of a rather large building and the doors locked. The sounds of battle quickly ring through the streets as you remember, as you see through one of their eyes, as you glance upon these children. Soon, battle comes to a close, and days go by of silence, no one coming for any of you. The music box being one of the few sounds, as one child continually played it over and over as a source of comfort. On the third day, when things were looking grim, the door finally opened up once again. One of the children, wielding a pair of blades, lashed out, though you would find your salvation, not your destruction. As it would appear, paladins, righteous people, with symbols on their armor you've never seen that you recognize, come forth, for saving the children at the penultimate moment before starvation would have taken them. Their town, however, annihilated. They are the only survivors. Your mind immediately comes back to the present, but the thought of that music box held firmly in one of the child's hand, not an easy thing to forget.
I think I've just kind of, after taking a moment to process, I would probably mention what just happened, like what I just saw, because that was something. I'm not sure exactly what that was, but
yeah,
My first thought was that child lashing out with dual swords is Dusty. This is what a fall of his city while he was a child, and then the Hell Riders saving him. Hence why he became a Hell Rider.
Because he did use two weapons.
Wait, so did we all see this?
Nope, just Kieran. Kieran's character,
okay.
Isaac,
All
right off the get-go had received a vision, which bonded him to whatever this is, and this just sparked up another one.
Okay.
A time magic of his causes him some headaches, it would seem.
If that... But... if your thinking is If there's something to that, if this is sorry.
Don't mind me. T went down the wrong way, and I'll slow to mute.
Ah, right. Okay, I thought I'd said the wrong. They're starting to say the wrong thing.
No, my mute button just sucks.
All right.
Come on.
No worries. If you're on the right track and this is like Dusty's memories, that means he's incredibly old then, because we found his skeleton. There's no way it would have lasted from how long ago this was to us finding him, like a year ago or something.
When Zariel got her sword back, Dusty grew the angelic wings, so he could be part angel, which would allow him to extend his life.
Yeah. See, when we get...
And Kieran.
Yes.
Sorry, I've been dying of coughing here. That went down really the wrong way. As you're formulating, I meant to throw this up, but I started dying. I'm still dying, but that's the image. Plastered on the chests. Oh, god damn. I never had T try to kill me before. That's the image that they'd carry as their insignia, and it's one none of you recognize.
Yeah. If I'm recalling, you said like I don't recognize it, but like when I was in that, am I remembering right that like when I was in the vision, I don't know what it is, but I had the feeling that like while in the vision that it was something I recognized, or
oh yeah,
like
whoever's eyes you were viewing through saw that and knew immediately what it meant and found solace and peace in it.
That's interesting.
And for anybody who knows D&D, you probably know exactly what that means.
And are like, can I make a history check to know see if Nimbar knows?
Nope. It would be a fail. That's the only reason why I say nope.
Yeah, no, I assumed as much.
It's uncharted to our history, so.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say it's a Dusty from another world, right? So it's not necessarily our Dusty.
Yeah.
At that, Lulu actually scoffs a little bit. She goes, "Oh no," and stops digging snow. Looks a little upset. First, we have regular Dusty. Then we have evil Dusty. What we gonna get next? Super Dusty? She pauses for a sec. Actually, that'd be pretty cool. Let's see if we find Super Dusty.
Golden spiky here.
Lulu, do you recognize this symbol?
As it's described, Lulu blinks a few times, tilts her head to the side. Well, I think I had a pretty pendant one time that kind of looked like that. Not quite, though, but I was mostly for warding vampires. I don't know. Not one I recognize. And I will say that doesn't trigger anyone's passive insight. I have to say that with Lulu. She wears her heart on her sleeve. I'm not sure she knows how to lie. Well, I mean, obviously she does. She's just not good at it.
I can say I would have sketched out like that symbol to show everybody too.
Oh yeah.
I do. What is it? I actually do have proficiency with painter's supplies as one of my because I got from one of my feats. So Isaac can in fact sketch and paint stuff.
Anybody remember in iRobot where the robot's like, "You're right, we cannot create works of art, but I can dream," and he draws out like a fax machine the drawing. I just imagined your wizard going, "Sometimes I go autopilot and does that and makes the picture for everyone."
My logic behind it is that like as a part of his studies, he like probably spent a lot of time like learning how to sketch things and how to, because he's the kind of guy who like studies everything and to know how to like to accurately render things.
Very
for his
visual.
Notes and stuff is very important. So
and that makes sense for a wizard. And I mean as well, it's like everyone has to have a minor, right? When they're doing their studies. It's like, I did an art minor. How'd that go? Really fun. I can draw quite the picture, right? And that adds a cool bit of edge to it. I like that. Nice little, not the art minor part. That's just me having fun. But you know, with it being part of the studies, it's an easy fit and it gives you a nice background with the character and gives a reason why Lulu can look down and be like, "That's really pretty," as opposed to looking down and being like, Is it a target? Are you targeting the snow?
I have said too, there's been a couple times where he's just like sketched some of these landscapes he's seen since getting here, just as a like, you and I mean, like this is something for the records, right? Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, and Jade, since your magic vision's still on, with the box open, I will further confirm you see nothing magical about its construction. The gears and the metal that go into the creation of that are immaculate, incredible pieces of hardware. The wood itself is very well preserved and sealed, which is the only reason it's still going, but you can tell that'll wear out someday. But you don't think the machine itself ever would. A marvel of engineering.
Okay, that leaves me with 2 questions. One, we picked up the banner of Blackrock. Does that match this symbol?
Nope.
2, do we recognize the song playing by the music box?
No. Well, Kieran did, but that's Isaac's character having the side plot story that we stuck on him at the start there. But beyond that, no, it's just a melody on a music box, nothing too particular. I even used You Are My Sunshine just because it was the first thing I could find. I had, I'm probably going to make a point that every time you play that music box, if I can help it, I'm going to grab a different music box song. I had one really nice for it, so. Maybe I use Green Sleeves, that'd be funny. Yeah, I have one, but among other things, it went poof today, so... I'm, going on YouTube, I forgot to get that music while I was prepping. And everyone's like, okay, I'm gonna prep the box, and I'm gonna open it, but I'm gonna do these rolls. And I'm like, you do your rolls, please. I need, a minute more to get this song. a little bleed behind the curtain there for a minute, but, oh... Beyond that, as you glance around the fountain, I'll say for Bellamy's sake, Bellamy, as you dig, you find gold.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Successfully. Not a lot, unfortunately, and it's a lot of copper. Your digging leads you underneath where the fountain would have had a bed one day. You can see it's actually been shifted and moved, and what you've found are all the coins people have thrown into the water.
Oh. Hey guys, I found money!
what?
Nice.
How much did I find?
Bellamy, your fingers are bleeding.
Oh. Shit.
Lulu, who's still digging, just speaks up. It's okay, keep digging, I'll heal him. We got money.
Okay.
Digging through frozen ice with your bare fingers would be so sore.
But money.
Oh dear.
You should have asked me in Flux to help. We have claws.
Well, you guys are busy with that box thing.
Jade, there's only one Jade. You can't be in 2 places at once, sorry.
Oh, yeah?
I was gonna say, are you challenging him?
Yeah, don't make that a challenge.
Oh, God.
I'm making that a challenge. I would love to, Jade.
I write Scroll of Wish Me.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Oh god. Could just wish up a Jade Simulacrum.
That's why I wanted the Scroll of Wish.
Yeah. That instant simulacrum's so good.
Still partially dying. Whew.
Well, we're about to have our sledding session. Could we have a quick 10-minute break? I should take this dog out to water the grass.
I will say one other thing. Bellamy ended up digging up about 25 gold. I'm rounding up here. I don't want to give out silver and copper to level 17. About 25 gold overall you found. And though the cut for the coin is what you see for the standard, you've never seen the symbols on this coinery.
Oh.
it doesn't match any known denominations that you have, and the weight as well, slightly different from what you'd expect for usual coinage, which is why I say about 25 gold. You'd probably have to get this converted or resmelted.
Huh. Okay. Okay. I'll just hold on to that little bit of information until later.
Looks just like the picture I put up.
Oh, before we go to break, I thought
Is it the PP one?
It is toilet paper. But no,
it even has the hole going through it, so you can put it onto a string, right?
Oh god, yes. But in all seriousness, the symbols don't match any you've ever seen for any known kingdoms.
So before we went on, because we were going on break, or yeah. Before we went on break, I thought I'd mention for any interested to anybody who likes CRPGs, like particularly in like the old D&D CRPG style. Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous came out the other day.
Nice.
I kickstarted it, and I played through like some of the beta stuff, and it was really good, and it's even better now that it's out. Like I can already see like in the final release a bunch of improvements they made.
Nice.
I recommend it. It's a pretty fun one. It's a Pathfinder first edition game, so like it plays kind of like D&D 3.5 if you haven't played first edition Pathfinder. If you haven't played either, it's more complicated than 5e, but it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we need that character gen for it. Old school, hard.
Like what is it? Well, if you want to, you can play pre-built builds, but I just do all because I've played Pathfinder, so I make all my own builds and decisions and stuff. But there's tons of classes and prestige classes and stuff in this one.
Oh god, yeah.
The whole idea behind it is like in this world, like the game's set in. There's something called the World Wound, where like demons come up from the abyss, and like they've kind of got it on lockdown. But the city you're in, which is one of the places locking it down, gets attacked by demons like shortly after your arrival, and it turns into like a full-on a new crusade, right?
Oof.
But like, so you end up the whole idea is that you end up becoming a commander of the crusade, and you're in addition to your normal D&D adventures, you can also send armies to different places, like as a you know what I mean, like as a thing, and this affects. And like, so you like going and doing adventures with your party affects stuff, like, but also the Crusades can affect, you know what I mean, the other way around.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. Plus, you get a mythic path. So, have you ever wanted to become a gold dragon, or an angel, or a demon, or a swarm that walks in a humanoid form? Because those are all things you can do in this game. Because the whole idea, like the mythic paths were a part of this campaign when it was a tabletop thing, so they have it in this as well, where you choose one of these mythic paths and you become that thing essentially.
I became an angel in D&D once.
Yes.
Yep. You've never done that.
I'm very sad about it, but I did it.
Been there, done that, got the achievement. Lost the character. It was awesome.
There's a ton of variety.
I'm just saying, before we go to lunch, I'm going to throw up a picture for comparison of what the coinage usually looks like in Faerun, where you're from. Yeah. That cool stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
This stuff is very different coinage. So
the moon coins, yeah. If you've ever played the board game, what's it called?
Lords of Waterdeep or something.
Lords of Waterdeep. You'll recognize some of these coins because the moon coin and the square coin are both in that game.
As long as my DMs keep Electrum the hell away from me, we're cool.
that coin no one's ever used that occasionally
I hate Electrum so much. Why is it there?
So the bankers can pay out in it to piss off players.
Yeah. I guess thinking about D&D economy, right? Like, it does kind of make sense where a gold piece is typically like... I don't know how I always have to look this stuff up again, but in the older editions, a gold piece represented kind of like a day of common labor. So having a half gold piece does kind of make sense, given that a gold is actually a lot for a normal person. Like it's a significant amount of money. So having a half gold does kind of make sense. It's just, as players, you're never gonna use it because it just makes math more complicated for you. Like it doesn't. doesn't because players aren't operating in the terms of like thinking about silver and copper. Players typically have like big fortunes of money that normal people would not have access to. So
here, I'll throw up a quick link in Discord. It'll give you a link to where wages in D&D are actually broken down and heavy. For example, your standard silver person gets a copper piece per day. A gold piece per day would go to like an armorer, squire, bodyguards, mercenary man-at-arms, and the strong ones. It gives you a good idea of how money is divided out. You don't see a lot of money going otherwise.
I was talking in terms of the old 3. This wasn't even 3.5. This was 3.0. There's a book of equipment and oh god, it was a supplement book. It's the same book that the Full Blade came in because it was like the equipment and stuff. It had equipment, had vehicles, it had a bunch of stuff. But one of the things it had was the labor breakdown of like this is how much people earn per day and blah blah blah. But I know each edition, the scale of the currency changes a bit, so I didn't know if that still held true. And it does look like they make a lot less than that even. So more to the point of like, with the gold being so valuable, it makes sense to have a half gold piece for them, not for us, but for the NPCs.
Well, there's going to be an adventure out there that's based on adventures destabilizing the local economy because they tipped a bunch of people like 50 gold or something, so now it's like they're creating an entire new class in this village.
Yeah, like the people throwing down like some like hero throws down a few gold pieces. That's like just taking like a few hundreds and just throwing them onto the table and like that's not a thing normal people do. Like
Alrighty then, so we'll take a quick 10-minute break and we'll be back at 12:25, let's say.
Alright.
Okay, sounds good.
I'll see you all shortly.
Right.
See you in a bit.
Yep.
Are you guys all on break now, or is anyone still around?
I'm still here. We just decided to take a break till 25 after.
Sorry, Dan, I saw you light up, but I didn't hear you. I put my headset off.
Oh, okay.
I can tell Dean too, but I'm actually not going to end up coming back. My family is going to go out and visit my other family. It was kind of a last minute thing that we decided to do. But yeah, no, you guys carry on and have a good time, and I will be here next week for D&D.
All right.
All right, thanks. I'll like I said, I'll let Dean know as well. I'll give him a phone call, but I'll send my apologies and.
Oh no, life is important.
Yeah, we don't plan things in my family, so we were planning to go out to my cottage until we found out that everyone was there, and then we're like, oh, we better go out and see them. So anyway, have a good day, guys. I'll give Dean a call.
All right, you too. Have fun.
Thanks, Dan. Bye.
Alrighty, I am back, and it looks like Jillian had to duck.
What?
I think she had to duck.
Yeah.
By the look of it.
Yeah, she did. She showed up for a minute there. Her family has decided to go to the cottage or something along those lines.
Oh,
So
fine.
she had to go with them because it wasn't pre-planned.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No, that's the way it goes when you're visiting family and things come up.
Yeah, that's right.
And since she linked her violins, there's my guitars.
Oh, nice. I think I can go over and grab a shot of mine. I like the red one. I like red. It's a nice color. My first guitar I learned on was red.
The top one is a 1960s Electro. It's a Japanese knockoff of an SG.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, I started a match of Blackgate.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a little bit quicker. My apologies.
I've got, for my electric, a beautiful cherry red 1960 Les Paul.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's where you're supposed to call me a bullshitter. They only started making them in 61. I don't own one. I wish I did. God, an SG. One of those would be beautiful.
Well, you see, since I can't do this specific date, I can only know that this guitar was made from 1960 to 1970, or 1969. So, it's in 1960s. So when you said a 1960, I just assumed 1960s was when it was made, not a specific year.
If somebody owned an SG, one of those beastly ones, you would have to figure out the exact year on it if you could, just because of what you've got in your hands. You know what I mean? Like, the legend. No, I've got a really nice electric guitar. My wife actually bought me one for a couple of years ago for Christmas. What is this here? A nice solid blue body. It's a J Turner. Nothing too crazy. Like, it's not like a $2,000-$3,000 electric. But it's got a double humbucker pickup and a very clean sound and one of the nicest frets I've ever played on, so I love it. It's a nice guitar. Upstairs I've got my my acoustic guitar, which is considerably more robust and expensive. My father gave it to me, but the flip is the varnish directly behind where you drop your strings in with the saddlebags, or I'm thinking electric guitar terms here, not acoustic. Right where you anchor your strings at the back. The varnish on the guitar is cracked the whole front way down on the body. Doesn't affect the sound, but you look at it and you're like, oh, it's like seeing a scratch on your car.
Yeah, well, if you look closely at the top red one there, it needs to be cleaned, but there's a small piece missing off of it. It's one of the it has a really weird tuning system to it.
Yeah, I can see. I can see. I know the type.
All the strings go through the whammy bar.
Yep.
Or whatever you want to call it.
I think, if I recall though, because of the design, the whammy doesn't throw the tune out on it as bad or as fast, you know? I think, and I think the whammy works pretty good on it too, but I mean...
Because when I tighten one string, it pulls the whole bar around, so it throws all the others off. So there's another... Behind the back pickup there's some screw knobs that you can change the tension on the strings. It's a pain in the ass to tune.
Oh, and Jillian just sent me a message, so I'm going to give her a quick reply.
I'm back, by the way. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, I'm also done my game of Splitgate now. And for anyone that plays first-person shooter, I do suggest it. I love that game.
Of what game? Sorry,
Splitgate. It's Halo. Yeah, it's Halo with portals.
Oh, Splitgate's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I saw you play. Like I don't.
I played it a couple times with my buddy Jay. It just didn't catch me well because I'm not as good as FPF as I used to be.
Is it a purchase this game, or
Free to play, cross-platform. It's currently in beta though, so that may change when it's fully released. But at least for like now, you can play the beta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's really, really smart, and I got my butt kicked a couple times, but I got a couple really good kills. One dude walked out right in front of my portals, back onto it without realizing it was there, and I'm looking in the portal as this happens. I'm holding a gun, and he just, it's literally his head is directly in front of the barrel of my gun, and I'm like, this is what it's all about. This is the moment. This is everything, and some other fucker shoots me from side on.
I've had that several times. I love the game, so
away from the guy I'm about to own, and someone else who's like a bajillion screens away kills me. I'm like, no.
Yeah, but yeah, if anyone does play and wants more friends, I'm always down to play.
You'll probably see me playing Fallout 4. Before we, I see Courtney's off mute, so I'm guessing you're back now too. Before we jump back in, if anyone's played Fallout 4, do you ever set people between towns as one of your courier type peoples for carrying supplies? You can do this to all of your towns, and you can send someone from each town to each town. So you can create a massive network of settlers who are out doing this, but it completely kills your numbers, and it's really hard to do. However, with the Automaton add-on, I can build my own robots. So I built super robots, about 300 of them, to connect the 20, 30 some towns in the game. Anywhere I go in Fallout 4, about 20 of my robots show up and slaughter everything. It's beautiful. So, since we are all back, and I'm sure video games is the last thing Courtney wants me to hear blabbing about on Fallout, because I could go on. You're all presently sitting on top of the snowblind. We gave Kieran a vision of things that were full of red herrings to throw the party off. Or was it? Haha, I love being a DM. Jillian, unfortunately, had to duck out. Oh, I see, yeah, Courtney is presently in her kitchen, listening on her phone, while waiting for food, making us all even a little more jealous. I see, John's
I was just saying, I hope it's something tasty.
Oh, it's gonna be something tasty. She's typing now. It's gonna come up and I'm gonna get jealous and start drooling. It's pizza, nan pizza. I thought she said nah pizza, but it's like, what? Nan pizza. Oh, that's even better. Yep, that is something tasty. The verdict's in. We're all jealous. Or at least I am.
No, I think all is appropriate.
So, Bellamy has found 25 gold, and is rejoiced in it, even though it's of a strange currency, obviously not of your world, which isn't a surprise. You are, after all, in hell. Things are weird down here. The question remains.
Probably. Actually, that's a good point. The gold we found in the maze, did it look like this, or did it look like the regular gold?
The same sort of odd match to it.
Okay, so it's from a different time period.
Very odd money. Odd for sure. So then, the party goes on a tobogganing gun. I mean, it's kind of hard to race the penguin.
Oh yeah? How far ahead is he?
Oh god.
Oh, Jade has a plan?
Yes. How far ahead is he?
Feline Swiftless only does so much when you're like on a toboggan going. But with you tell me what you got planned. I'm doing this by the seat of my pants pretty heavy. But you know, with dragon, what's the speed of a silver dragon anyway?
So it's got like a fly speed of 80, so I would have launched off and dashed for like 160, then plopped
but that would
kind of glided down onto the
change shape. However, that takes an action, so you'd only get 80 forward.
Oh yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I didn't put too much thought into it because it's a little funny penguin joke.
The rogue is like, oh, but we will see the math. That's kind of what's happened. So he'd be easily 80 feet ahead, turned into a penguin about to hit the snow as Jade... ...
Rope of climbing, 120 feet can go out. I wrap the penguin and it's now behind me.
Wouldn't you be behind the penguin?
Yes, and he's 80 feet in front of me. I have 120 feet. As an action, I can extend the rope and grab it.
I thought.
So-
I thought you said you put the penguin behind you.
Yes, that's the intention. Use the rope of climbing, send it out, tie the knot on the penguin, and then pull it back.
Now, just give me 1 second here.
I believe I can.
Meanwhile,
Moves
Nimbar's
10
being
feet on your
abducted.
turn.
Is it only 10 feet?
It's only
Bellamy
10 feet
cast-
on your turn.
Bellamy cast levitate on them both.
Yep, that's the thing is this is happening. Bellamy's like, levitate, both of them.
Oh, if that can only go that far, then no, I won't do that.
You could try and rope the dragon as it's taking off. That would be an exceedingly hard sleight of hand check, and I don't know if... wait, it's Jade. He could probably roll that high. If you were trying to do something like that, unfortunately. Because I'm thinking it's like, that's powerful. There's no way that rope can move 120 feet. That'd be broken for this exact reason. Because he's going to do some crazy shit. So...
Banishment
Let me
on the
just see here.
dragon. Oh my.
20 remains suspended for the duration. Incurs defeat. They're going to be 80 minus the 30 brings them to 60. Yes, Bellamy can do that. If we have the base banishment, that might actually kill them, Bellamy. Because of the whole weird teleport thing. But levitate on them. Oh, pardon me.
So when she casts levitate on Jade, I'm going to like hop off.
God.
Bellamy
I didn't.
can cast levitate on one of them in the first turn as they're going. Because it takes the full action, right? Like if we're getting the drop on them.
Doesn't
Banishment might really hurt your allies, as Kieran learned when he did a teleport. Courtney's like, I don't care, it's happening. We'll see in a second. Here. But you can basically target one, the action economy, just like how Jade can only move the rope 10 feet if he does that, or if he tries to catch the dragon with it while everyone's jumping out for the first thing. Levitation on Jade.
Oh dear.
One
Here I
second
thought
here.
everyone likes penguins.
Oh,
No, no, I've caused something.
Okay. If Jade's levitating, and Jade's holding on to the rope, and the rope is successfully tied to the dragon, that's going to launch you with the dragon still, because you can be pushed or pulled, but you'll have no control over where you're going, and you gotta hope that penguin goes well, because you have a Jade balloon behind you, if you go that route, Dan. I'm just reading up the spell effects now, because, well, also, Jade gets a con save against the effects of levitate. This is true. But if we're doing some fuckery where she's like, oh, you can't slide if you're levitated, haha, then we're seeing this happen. The rest of the party, meanwhile, is like, Flux is like getting on her shield, getting Lulu ready. As the whole team bolts, she goes, no, we're gonna take our time. Jillian might not if she was here. She might be like mad dogging away for like Flux to throw something, catch it, and go like Mjolnir, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But since her character is away at the moment, she's like, whoa, this is fun, I'm gonna watch while we slide down Lulu. And Lulu's like, alright, I like tobogganing. Which also means Nimbar is for the most part safe because they plopped her Nimbar on Lulu's head. And Lulu's like, you hang on, it's comfy and warm.
Did they do that, or did
That was a plan. Though someone, as far as what's happened so far, sorry, I misspoke on that. What's happened so far is they turned you small and grabbed you.
Yeah. Last I heard, Jade had me. Did Jade put me on Lulu?
Dan's like, I'm not sure. I might need your magic. Hang on, I'm planning.
This is really spiraled.
Yep.
This has been a.
The best is Bellamy's though. That really threw a wrench in the thing with the levitate. It's like, okay.
I might try split carry later. brought up the page after you guys mentioned it.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. I love the game.
I did all right.
Yeah. It is definitely better with friends, I won't lie, but it is still fun to play by. But that's most multiplayer games.
Unless you're one person against a group of friends, then you're gonna hate your day.
I don't know. I had a fun time playing against my friends in Warcraft 3. Me being the RTS player and them not being the RTS players.
Oh yeah, good times, good times.
Me being able to consistently keep my macro going and them not being able to consistently keep their macro going. So
Okay,
Taking
so
down
for
in Warcraft 3, we get 3/4 of the way through the match, and suddenly you just see a message pop up on my screen. It is a good day to die, and Kieran like flips the table. No cheats. Sorry, I cut you off, Dan. You were about to say something there?
well, I get the saving throw, so I'll start with that.
All right, toss a con save.
Toss a cotton save to go with you. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Oh, Valley of Plenty.
I wonder if that's high enough to get over her levitation. I don't know what her save is. Let's see here.
DC 18.
Thank you. That is not enough to get over. Wow. So
I had her character sheet up because I wanted to read her levitate.
I was just rolling over to it. You saved me the minute. Thank you very much. That's very handy. So, Courtney, if you're still listening and waiting on that pizza, Bellamy has successfully levitated Jade. He starts to float into the air as the other guy turns into a dragon beside him again, and he's like, "Hush!" While Dan's still debating exactly what Jade's gonna do here.
Oh, I know exactly what I want to do. I will use the rope, the dragon, and I will try and rope the dragon to give myself the momentum forward while I'm levitated.
Like you catapult yourself, or it's more like a trebuchet if it's like a counter.
Yeah.
Jade, do you have Nimbar, or did you put him on?
I think we were talking about putting you on Flux, but I never said I did, so you're technically still with Jade.
Just
That's what I thought.
desperately clinging on to Jade, going, "This is nothing like I imagined."
So, okay, so you do your thing, and then I'd like my turn.
Oh no, I have a completely crazy plan. Don't interfere unless I fail something, please.
Again,
I will say,
you do your turn.
Jade is able to use that rope to climb and go. That's completely doable. That's how the rules are written. But because of that, if it's wrapped around something, he can climb along the rope, even though he's levitated. It's his only way he can move. Likewise, since he's levitated, he's floating. He can be tugged along by the rope. So, what I need from Jade is that sleight of hand check to see whether or not you've roped the dragon as it flies by. Jade grabs his rope. Quick, lasso, now! And it turns into one, and he's cowboying it up here. Because it is a rope of command, right?
And because it's completely funny, and I want this to happen, I'm going to use my point of inspiration to give myself advantage on the roll.
What was that? A 1 and a 16 by the looks
28.
of it. So it's a good call.
A 28. So, that is essentially a contested grapple check against Alec.
That's so perfect because I'm floating through the air.
You can use athletics or acrobatics. Look out below, oh god.
Athletics or acrobatics? I think.
Oh, and keep in mind, you have dragon stats.
Yeah, so I'm proficient in athletics, so I've got a +6. Then the dragon's got a +8 to strength. So I'll just do a custom roll because it's not.
Do you keep your own proficiencies?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you keep yours or do you get the dragons?
I keep my own stuff. I think because it's like a 9th level spell shape change. I think you just get everything, all the good stuff. None of the downsides. I'll need to read the.
combines them and you take the greater of the two. You gain all their physical, you keep your own mental faculties. So where you're trying to do an athletics or an acrobatics check, because it's a contested grapple check, you get to basically use whatever you want against it, dexterity or strength based. And where you're a silver dragon.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jade's like, it's still a 28.
So
Let's
that
see.
would be
The adult
plus-
silver dragon has a 27 strength for a +8. It is not trained, however, in any of those.
but I'm trained in athletics, so
So
does I
you get your
use that?
proficiency, and
Right.
you would get a +8 for the strength mod on athletics with your proficiency bonus, which is
right.
+6. So that's a +14 on the roll right there.
Yeah, so it says you regain all your skill and saving throw proficiency in addition to gaining those of the creature.
I rolled low anyway, so it doesn't
Poop.
really matter.
The odds
So-
were even decently in your favor on this one due to that overbearing strength score. But Jade, despite the fact that he's floating like a balloon, manages to lasso your foot as he gets launched along with you. Even as you turn into a penguin, the rope just tightens as he pulls back hard on, and he goes, ah, shit. Jade is being tobogganed, essentially. Well, you're not even touching the snow. You're bobbing along like a balloon. They're continually moving downwards, so you're at almost perfect 45-degree angle from it at any given moment. You kind of look like a parasailer.
I would like to cast Mage Hand and pick myself out of this, so that way I'm just kind of floating in the Mage Hand opposed to being dragged along.
Though I could,
This is then-
I will say at this point for Courtney, this is where Lulu would look over towards Bellamy, give a nod, be like, "You do that one? Oh, that's really funny. I like that," and gives a wink, like, "Good job."
Awesome.
Oh.
I give her a big thumbs up.
As you made a Jade balloon.
Yeah.
Jade has been everything at this point: alive, dead, a balloon. Here, not here. Quantum Jade. Oh.
So who's in the lead now?
At the moment,
Uh-huh.
Alec is at the lead, with Jade about 10 feet back on a rope, if that.
And was I able to pull myself out of his grasp?
That's going to be contested grapple checks. You're
Oh, I
small,
would
though.
have been dealing with the.
If you're
rope.
dealing with the rope, yeah, you could have just floated out of his hand without him noticing then.
Perfect.
Because I'm like, Jade's going to get a lot of disadvantage on those checks. He's like, I'm holding on to a rope and floating. I'm not worried about a butterfly anymore.
That's kind of what I was hoping.
Wait. I have the climb speed. I'll use my foot and hold on to him. Because that's funny.
Do I have time to cast another spell now?
Oh, we're still getting through the first round at the moment.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if everyone had gone yet.
Jade, well,
it-
it's kind of been everyone's whacking Jade with a stick almost. Everyone's having a one effect on him. And right now we've switched around to the wizard. So, you used enlarge reduce, right?
Yeah,
Kieran
Kieran
did.
reduced him.
Actually, to be fair, I should have got a con save or something against that because I knew what they were planning,
That's true.
and I did not want that, so I should have got a save it versus that.
Did
Nothing
you
too
know what
crazy's
we were
happening.
planning?
Yeah,
Yes,
well, that's the question.
because I was large, and then you guys were like, "Oh, let's go tobogganing."
Shrink the wizard
Nimbar's
now.
like-
So, give
Oh, yeah.
Nimbar his con save, because we've
Is
just
it a
started
con
out.
save or
It
what
is.
sort of save? Okay.
Yeah, so
But isn't that how we were moving you around? So we're simply just helping
Well,
you.
no, because when we flew up, I was on the dragon, so I didn't have to be small. It also only lasts a minute, so it's not like this.
I'm just looking up penguin stats here.
that's
don't
not
mind me.
that's not going to be a save.
Okay, so we're going to
Yeah.
need you to roll for either for an athletics or acrobatics to escape the grapple Jade has, essentially.
Yeah, but
That's
you
how
know
this
what?
works.
Even if he has disadvantage, I can't beat it.
Oh,
Oh yeah, because you're so small, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I was looking at because you are small, which on disadvantage
makes me
on strength
tiny.
and strength saves. Only strength and strength saves, however, but you're a size category smaller than him. That changes the rules.
Okay, well, I'll make this simple. Can you get above a 16?
Above a 16? Actually, that I can do.
Because no matter how much disadvantage I have, I cannot roll below a 16 on an athletics check.
Oh, I thought it was... Alright, so make your athletics. Never mind.
Oh, dear.
Alright.
But if I honestly were a party, if he's really trying to escape, I'd let him go.
Now hang on. Because your attack bonus on a grapple check is what I'm pulling up here. It changes when there's a size difference. Because you're trying to catch something the size of a fly now. It's small. If I believe, there should be a negative on Jade's roll. Let me see here. Base attack bonus plus your strength modifier plus the special size modifier. The special size modifier on a small creature is -4. So what did you get total, Jade? Because you can actually get a 12 now, can't you?
Yes, I can.
So if you roll a 12, Nimbar's free. So John, cross your fingers. Because there's a -4 since you're tiny. It's close.
I got 12.
He got a 12!
Nimbar pulls himself out.
Nimbar is free!
Nimbar just pulls himself out, like crosses his arms, like being held by the scruff of his neck, kind of looking really annoyed with them right now.
Looking really annoyed and probably sniffing the air like, what's that god-awful smell? And Jade's like, my feet. But your character, Nimbar, pops free just as Jade gets launched, essentially. Technically, you have all your actions at this point because you've only protected yourself and run checks against effects being hit on you. And Kieran, you as well have some actions. Oh, right, you did use Mage Hand.
To pluck myself free.
So you're floating on a Mage Hand right now if you wanted to do or move anywhere with that.
No, I will, like, set myself down and then just start walking.
Makes his way down the hill super duper slow. Like someone who tried to learn how to ski or snowboard, couldn't figure it out, and took them off halfway down the hill and just started walking. Lulu, on the other hand, and Flux are going to kick off and start going on Gargoth's shield. And they're going to have a good time just going. Lulu's like, you want to win the race? And Flux is like, no, I'd like to go fast, though. And Lulu starts beating her wings, which gives them extra momentum. Increases their movement speed by about 15 feet. But they're not going to overtake anyone. They're just having a fun time. Because I don't really want to personify a character I'm not playing. It's just the way it goes. I don't know what Jillian would be doing if she was here. She might be saying, we're going to have a nice sleigh ride. It'll be enjoyable. Or she's like, I'm going to whoop their asses. I don't know. But I'm going with the nicer
pretty sure she'd be like, I'm going to whoop their asses.
Jillian has done both, to be fair. So,
yep.
like...
I got to flip that coin.
That's true.
For you, Courtney, it's like, oh no, she's gonna do something shenanigans, I know it. And she goes, I'm levitating Jade.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, John,
wait till I have planned for my next round.
You've got yourself on the calm, casual path down, John. Nimbar will make his way there in no time. Kieran, what about yourself? For Isaac.
Oh, that's a good question. I've been thinking about exactly how... I think Isaac probably himself would maybe take it a little more carefully, because I don't think I actually have a thing to use as a sled, thinking about it, so probably take the slow way down then.
So you're walking beside Nimbar and Isaac, walking together down the hill as everyone else is tobogganing, flying like crazy people, like bats in hell, because you are.
Nimbar scolding him for, like, agreeing to, like, help them try and abduct him. Like the old teacher-student...
Oh, yeah.
So then, Bellamy, who's jetting down on her own shield as well. Not her usual shield, but just a different one. The guys are a little bit ahead of you, about 50 feet, because you move at your speed, essentially, is how I'm doing this to make my life easy.
Okay.
Jade's 40 feet ahead. Alec is 50 feet ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You're technically 30 feet forward because of your speed.
Okay. I'd like to cast Hypnotic Pattern in front of them.
My God.
She fighting dirty.
To be fair,
So,
Alex started all this by cheating, according to her. So
That's fair.
it's true. So anyone who can see the pattern has to make me a wisdom save.
I mean, technically, all of us would see it, even us in the back.
It's a 30-foot. It's a 30-foot cube.
For ease of use, for those of you who are staying back, Bellamy's gonna hold the hand up and say, "Cover your eyes." But those of you in front won't, because for ease of use, as she blasts them.
Okay.
Because the rest of you aren't racing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this way we don't have to do a bajillion dice rolls, essentially.
Oh, it's each character in the area who sees the pattern.
Oh, thank God. Because if it's a vision, it's like, well, you got 2 miles of vision. Holy crap. Especially in daylight.
Yeah,
Though
I thought that was a little strong.
I will say, as you are all making your way down this hill, it's getting quite dark. The light has dimmed. I mean, it's also that time of day. Being about 10 o'clock at night, so... Here, have the moonlight, if there was such a thing overhead, but just the darkness as you coast down this soft hill. And we're gonna roll back around now. Since that's the setup where everyone was. I'm gonna run it in the same order it went, since Dean was first to go, when he did his jump and took off and everyone else had to follow. What's Alex's next maneuver as he does a quick save against Bellamy's flashy lights?
I mean, I just wanted...
1 second.
I just wanted to scoot along on my little penguin belly.
Thinking to yourself, what have I done?
I found a stat block for penguins.
Oh my God! Can you link it to me?
Yeah, I'll put it in. and what channel is most appropriate?
I actually wonder. Can I pull up a feature as a penguin?
General?
I'll take a peek.
General, probably.
Yeah. Because I just thought I would go along as a really fast little tubby little penguin, but I've started a war.
You really are Scottish.
Even when I'm trying to be nice, I'm going to be a little fat penguin. Oh no. So I would probably just like dash as a penguin. I'll do a little penguin shuffle while making whatever noise penguins make. Because I mean, I doubt as a dragon I felt a rope around me, so now I'm probably just confused as to why as a penguin there's a rope around me.
As you go, your character basically has the rope on their foot. They look back, Jade's coming along. You're like, oh, okay. Everyone else is launching. You don't see all the hell breaking loose. You hit the snow. You're like, this is wonderful. A gigantic, twisting pattern of colors and lights explode in front of your character as you fly through them. Yeah, DC 18, so you did pass. As you soar through them and the flashing and the lights go by, and you're like, wow, fireworks, this is great. Jade, is this as pleasant for your character? Let's find out. You give me that wisdom save.
If he lets go of that rope, it just starts floating into the empty space.
Just gives up.
24, you are also safe. As you fly through the explosions, your character probably thinking, oh crap, I hope these don't hurt. But you go through without any trouble. Unfortunately for Bellamy, her tactics this time didn't seem to have paid off.
But now you're all covered in glitter.
Oh my god, so much
Now
glitter
you're
everywhere.
all covered in glitter.
Possibly the worst thing anyone's ever done in this campaign.
Oh, for sure, definitely. Yeah, no,
it's never going to come out.
Nope.
Nimbar, once this is all done, Nimbar sees you covered in glitter. Can you remove it? Sure.
Will he?
Prestidigitation to clean you. It's not coming off!
It defies the laws of magic.
Lulu be walking up to you for like the next 5 campaigns, pucking off a piece of glitter. Oh, I found that one. Oh, that penguin,
like-
by the way, that I popped up is animated if you roll your mouse over it.
Oh my god. Aww.
Ah, it's Tux.
Alrighty, so Alec is just gonna keep on keeping on, enjoying himself a slide as a dash.
Yeah.
Jade. Jade got plans?
Yes, Jade has plans.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Yes. As a bonus action, I command the rope to move back to Bellamy. So the end tied to Alec moves back 10 feet towards Bellamy.
Incredible. What a power move.
Then, since I have a shield and I'm already propelled forward, I crush a dispelling stone and dispel levitate.
So,
I love that for you.
wait, 1 second.
Bonus action to command the rope to move, action to crush the dispelling stone.
Thank you. That's what I was wondering. I didn't know if it was a bonus action to command the rope or if it was an action to command the rope.
As a bonus action, you command the other end of the rope to move towards a destination you choose. That end moves 10 feet on your turn when you first command it, and 10 feet on each of your turns until it reaches its destination up to a maximum of its length away, or until you tell it to stop.
So it can move 10 feet per round, right?
Yep.
Okay, that means, as of right now, that the rope is moving 50 feet forward instead of 60 feet to match you and Alec. I hate physics.
This is so silly.
I'm still tracking it. You can commit it all as a point of 0, but logically the rope is now moving 50 feet forward.
I just love the fact that like Bellamy's like, use a level 2 spell, use a level 4 spell on a race to go down a hill. Yeah. Jade's like, well, you know what? Here's this one-time magic item, crush.
Yeah. Play to win.
I'm so amused by this.
Sorry, my phone went off. Alrighty, so with the sparkle lights, they're still flying by. Jade has set the rope back some. And that's it for his turn then. The rest of you.
Since I commanded the end attached to Dean to move back, does that not pull him back as well?
No, you can't move the anchored spot. The rope can only move itself. It doesn't have any capacity to move a creature against its will, otherwise it would include a description in there about athletics checks or moving a creature against its will. A creature can't be moved unless it says it can. You could make a check to pull if it's still anchored to him, or do something like that. But the rope itself can only move itself. It doesn't have the strength to move another creature from what I read. Let me just... what's the name of it again, that magic item?
Rope of climbing.
Because the idea is it basically snakes out and wraps around something. Let me see here. Yeah, you can tell it to fasten itself securely to an object, or to unfasten itself, to knot or to not unknot itself, or to coil itself for carrying. So you can command it to stretch out and to knot onto something, but that's the only commands it can take.
Hi there, Isaac.
Oh, you guys are way too far back now.
Okay.
Like they're gunning it, you're walking. They're tobogganing. They're already at the 60-foot marker. You're at the 5. Well, for everybody else, I'm probably just gonna skip forward. Because there's only gonna be 4 turns before you hit the bottom, and you're at turn 3 at this point. Any other shenanigans?
Divine intervention.
Oh my god!
Please, can we just let this work this one time, please, God?
I just want to again just slide along on my belly.
Yep.
Speaking of
I really do hope that this works. Just for the sheer audacity of it all.
Give it a roll. We will see.
Okay.
Bellamy like shakes a fist. I can't raise them. And like at this point, you look over and Lulu's caught beside you, flapping her little wings, giving herself that extra momentum. She gives you a my phone ringing. She gives you a wink and she's like, "Oh yeah, you pray God that might work." 65.
Oh, I didn't mean to roll 4. Oh, it only rolled 2. Okay, it showed me 4 dice, but it only rolled
you rolled
I got-
51 and 14. You rolled 2 D100s, right? In each one.
Okay. So,
What do you
yeah,
need to
I'm
roll in
guessing
order to pull that off?
It's under your cleric level.
10. Yeah. So
Under 10.
I'm a little bit far away from my god right now, here in hell. So I guess
And
I'm doomed
unfortunately-
to lose this race.
Reaching out for the assistance and failing so badly has instead caused the opposite. And as you look back, an avalanche kick. No, I'm not that mean.
Ah!
I might be a little mad if you did that.
Then you'd see the wizards moving quick. You'd see Isaac like, you know what? I tried one before and it almost killed me, but I'm a teleport. Peace. Oh. So, unfortunately, nothing gets called out. Anything else crazy planning? Because Alex, like, I'm just sliding along on my belly with a rope tied to my foot. I think I'm dragging along Jade. Jade, who whomps into the snow on this turn because, you know, technically it was last turn, but thematically, whoomph down on that shield because you got the levitation turned off, the rope's hanging on, still dragging along. What do you do now?
Again, not entirely sure Alex aware it's a race. Just sliding. It's just like, I'm going to be a penguin. Whee!
Bellamy's given up and now she's just having fun.
I'd like to imagine that as the spell wears off, as we get to the bottom and I just end up sliding down, sat on my shield, like, there we go.
You know, you have that white dragon armor on. You're not going to feel nothing.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, the silver dragon form wears out. You turn back from a penguin to a dragon to a human again.
Yeah, like...
Jade, anything up your sleeves as the last rounds are flowing through?
I have an idea, but just give me a moment.
Feline swiftness, dash, double dash.
And for Bellamy, as you're like, damn it, I'm not going to catch them. You see, Lulu gives a nod. She goes, oh no, you just wait. We're going to give them a run for the money. As she settles down on the back of your cart and spreads her wings wide.
Oh, jeez.
Next turn, you're getting a 120-foot super boost. Will it be enough to overtake?
Yeah.
Feline swiftness. Use all action economy to run.
Of course.
You climb up to the dragon. And then run along the dragon.
Yeah, 180 feet.
This is the crazy meta stuff we're doing. Now keep in mind, once you're running on the snow, you're no longer sledding, you're running and moving, so you're fighting against the sled speed, which you will be inferior to. That's the kicker. However, if you're just trying to run ahead, run along the dragon, jump up, grab your shield, and land in front, you could try that. In that brief instant where he's turning back, because Dean's like, how does this work? I'm going to say you turn to a dragon, then to a human. It all happens in an instant, but Jade's so damn fast, he's going to have to roll an acrobatics check to see if he can pull off a maneuver like that. Literally run along the dragon scales as you're turning back, jump off, be like, peace, and land on the snow ahead of you.
Yes, I believe it's known as the Fred Flintstone maneuver.
Huh?
See if
All
we can
right.
get
I'm
back-
pretty sure Jade can beat any acrobatics check, like with her
No,
eyes
I'm not
closed.
trained in acrobatics.
His eyes closed? Wait, is Jade a girl
Wait.
or a boy?
Boy, wait. I'm going to pull the greatest stunt ever. I'm going to blow my what's it called?
Oh, and when you say that, Lulu's gonna look straight at Bellamy and whisper softly, Thank you for asking. I wasn't sure about the tabaxi. I didn't want to be rude.
Brilliant.
Love
I will channel divinity and give myself proficiency in acrobatics, and then pull this stunt.
Oh, I should point out, Lulu's view is mostly comedic, and it isn't because of how you play the character. It's because Lulu doesn't really see anyone as anyone except, everyone looks exactly the same. I should clarify on that. I didn't want to come off as rude. I sort of realized after the fact that might have been. So, just in case. Because everyone does love Jade.
Yeah. I thought you were going to double dash, though.
I can still double dash, because it's a bonus action to dash.
Yep.
I'm a rogue. I can bonus action dash, then I can feline swiftness to double that. So then instead of 180, I would do 30, 60, 90, 120.
Okay. I thought you said you double dash, so use your action and your bonus action to dash. I don't even know.
That's triple dash.
Oh, that's triple dash. My apologies.
Just some scary, scary rogue bullcrap there.
Because I can do movement and bonus action dash because of rogue things, but then because I feline swiftness, I double that speed, and then I'll use my action to give myself proficiency acrobatics.
I've never had more fun playing D&D.
And here I am looking up the average speed of a sled. So I can be like, hang on, with Jade's speed getting as high as it is, can he outrun the sleds?
Wait, can I? Because if I can just straight up outrun them, I'll just outrun them.
I'm sure somebody on DM's Guild has a supplement talking about sleds and toboggans and so forth.
Let me see here. I'm using a monk calculator actually, because they can get up to 110 miles per hour on their max out.
Monk calculator.
Yeah. Because a tabaxi monk is the fastest thing in D&D. Okay, so that's gonna be 6 to 8. Okay, traveling. Okay, what's your maximum speed, Jade, that you can tap?
180.
You can do that for one turn, though, right?
Yeah, and then it drops down to 90.
Son of a... I think that might actually do it.
If Jade outruns us, that's absolutely incredible.
For one turn. I'm looking at my math here. If he can pull 180, that's just shy of about 18, 19, 20 miles per hour is where he's sitting, which is the average run speed for a sled. And that's a sled moving it, and where Alec isn't, yeah, the one turn you do that, you can overtake on your damn bare feet.
This is going too slow. I'm a run. Meanwhile, Nimbar and Isaac just casually walking down the hill, being careful.
Yep. Oh my. Oh, don't mind me, I just gotta close the door. It's getting noisy outside. There we go. Oh. Alrighty, so with that, Jade will be in the lead on his feet. And you're just gonna jump on your shield the rest of the way, hey?
Yeah.
Alright. And as you all skim down then to the bottom of the cliff, assuming no one's doing anything with that fourth and final turn.
Nah.
No.
You might
So
hear...
means already used too many?
Alec might hear Bellamy going, wee, as she blows past. As Lulu, pushing at 120, creates a brilliant burst of snow on either side. But they can't catch Jade. Who won between Alec and Bellamy? It's hard to say. Pretty close, very neck and neck. Jade definitely took first place, though. As you all make it to the bottom of the snowblind.
I'd like to think that I hit a snowbank and like barrel rolled off.
Oh god. Lulu hopping over like, oh no, are you okay? That's my fault.
I
Just like
might be
laying
able
in the
to make
snow
that
with my
happen.
feet up laughing.
Oh,
Hey guys, being a penguin's fun. They're very fluffy.
I'd like to be a penguin sometime.
Lulu pokes her nose up. You should try being a mammoth. It's awesome.
Oh, I would also like to try and be a mammoth sometime too.
It can be arranged.
And it goes without saying that you can clearly see Gargoth chilling on the beach. Well, as much as there is in the snow.
Probably laughing a little bit at the shenanigans that just unfolded.
A slight chuckle. He's leaning back in a lounge chair. He's got a coconut in one hand, umbrella over his head, and even has a pair of sunglasses on, even though it's getting very dark.
I have a picture for that, actually.
Huh?
Yeah. It'll take me a while to find it.
Oh yeah.
But
Once you all make it to the bottom, he'll tip a hand.
Hello, Gargoth. I feel I must ask where our ship is.
He gives a light chuckle as he looks the lot of you over, especially as the wizards come up, and he gives a slow stretch. Oh, don't worry about that. I have your ship quite secure. Very much so. And then takes a casual drink from his coconut.
Been waiting long?
Sorry, it's getting a little crazy outside at my door. I got distracted for a half a second there again. Sometimes things are busy outside. It doesn't happen too often here, but every now and again when cops and stuff drive by... I had to mute myself, otherwise you'd be hearing it. Oh. He gives a bit of a nod. He's like, yes, I had just attempted to reach out to my shield when Jade disappeared on us. Appeared where you all, apparently. I was curious what had happened to him or if he had survived, but... He gives a tilt of his head to the side. My condolences.
Jade will tap Kaz and see he cares. He's a friend.
Sorry, condolences? What?
Gargoth gives a nod as he stands up, setting his drink down. Yes, my condolences for your loss. I mean, there is supposed to be one more of you, isn't there? At that moment, Gargoth pauses, his head tilts back a bit and turns to the side, and he goes, Oh, that's how that feels from that side. I don't like that.
Okay, what's happening?
He gives a bit of a shake of his head, and he's like, I don't know, and I'm not certain, so I'm not gonna mess around with it. Always some weird shit with you people, he says with a shake of his head, for once losing that audacious smirk. But only for an instant.
Do you know who's missing?
He pauses as you ask the question, closes his eyes, shakes his head, looks back towards you. Does anyone ever? That's why it's really annoying being on this side. I thought, I'd get the answers, but nope. Even more confused. And he reaches into his robes as he speaks and shakes his head. I was going to make a show of this and make a point, but my mood's been soured, I'm sure you understand. As he takes out a glass bottle, large and crystal clear. And inside of said bottle is your ship.
Of course, ship in a bowl.
What? Our actual ship? Is that our real ship?
Yep, shrunken down, made super tiny inside the bottle.
Can we see, like...
Is Crickendalt on there still?
Yeah, like what is Duga on there?
As you glance and squint and peer inside, you think you can see what appears to be non-moving figures on the ship for sure.
Not moving, as in like.
Frozen
They're
in
mid-
place. One's holding onto the steering wheel, another is looking over deck, but unmoving.
Do they look distressed on their face, or
You'd need a really good perception check on that one.
I asked Jade.
I'm looking too.
As
Okay,
the two
I-
of you were,
Because Nimbrett's perception is not very good. He's got old man eyes, okay?
as you're peering, Gargoth just chuckles and sets the bottle down, passing it to Jade as he looks it over. And he gives a shake of his head. No, I would not be so cruel as to simply shrink and turn people into toys. That is boring. How can I enjoy the pain of their suffering if they are not suffering? That is little more than a fancified storage device, pointed at the water, or the land in your case as well. Pull the cork, and your ship will come out. When you want to restore it to the bottle, take the cork from the bottle and push the mouth against your ship. It'll take care of the rest. Everything and anyone on board will be put in storage. Consider it my small gift to you. Mostly because I find sitting in the snow and cold, waiting for people, to be the absolute epitome of boring.
Well, you could always follow us and laugh at us.
Yes. Yes, I could. But you also had your ship to protect, and you decided to split up. And I don't like being in two places at once. It's a little hard on the concentration.
Well, thanks for the bottle, I suppose. Is it like being in a terrifying state of sleep paralysis for the people that are trapped there? I bet it is.
He pauses, looks down at the bottle, looks up, gives a shrug. You know, I gave very little thought to the magics. Simply put them in ordered states. They might be tortured. They might be in pain. It might be interesting to find out. If they are, it would strictly be a bonus, as I will assure you, that was not my intent with this magical device. But it would be a pleasant after effect, that I will admit.
What are you like, you scamp?
Oh, you.
And he just smiles at Alec, tilts his head to the side. Wouldn't you like to know? But don't worry. Don't worry at all. This doesn't come with strings attached. You don't owe me any favors. Not me, anyway.
What did that mean? Why'd you say it like that?
My keen eyes see so much more than what you mortals can take for granted. I cannot lay
Well,
any
sharing
claim.
is caring.
He seems to pause for a second and leans back. Maybe I shouldn't share then. Oh,
Good response.
That's so rude. I thought we were friends.
he gives a little chuckle at that. Don't worry. The way it works is we have a hierarchy here. Rules, guides, and laws set forth. I am very particular to the rules of devil soul acquisition. I almost said demonic again.
I do that too.
It's hard to not mix them up all the damn time because it's devil and demon. I know which way it goes, but
Yeah,
Devil's in the
yeah,
details.
I get you. Hey!
because the truth of the matter is that there is authority to these rules. And there's always a hierarchy. And when someone who sits above you lays claim to a mortal, you may not. So, unfortunately, I can't have you owe me a favor for this. I'd be going against the boss himself.
Yeah, Asmodeus wouldn't like that very much, would he?
No. It's just like Rule 112, which I had to append in, of the devil rules of soul acquisition. And he holds up a finger and says, never have sex with the boss's sister, and nods his head.
Very,
What rule did he say? 121?
112.
112.
Is that actually, because I know the reference. Yeah, that's
Yeah. I think it is, but I just want to double check.
Oh, it totally is.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been watching DS9 lately, so rewatching it. So it was fresh in the brain.
You're gonna hear a few of them.
Yeah.
wow, it sure jumps from 112 to 113. Same subject matter.
Yep.
Different target. Wow.
Never have sex with the boss's daughter because you can't make a deal if you're dead. Oh, there's a few of them I'll try to avoid, but that's a perfect mix, right? Those. Though, if
Curiosity
anyone
got
would
the
like,
better of Jade. He's going to try and telepathic bond with his homunculus, which is on the ship.
Oh God.
nothing would come of that attempt. And I will say, if anyone likes, you're more than welcome to roll a knowledge religion-based check.
Yeah, sure.
To pull Rule 125, you can't make a deal if you're dead. The response to Rule 112. Anyone who does fairly well would get that rule.
I feel it's more fitting that I don't even attempt to.
Isaac's like, hey!
How did it run through? Because it's not showing my result here.
Came through on my side for Isaac. You rolled on that one a 14, and then Nimbar just blew it out the water with a 20.
Oh, I only rolled a... Okay.
Well, no, the
like
14
total,
was your roll.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4, 3,
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
You rolled a 14 for a 25. He got a 20 for a 32. Both of you would be saying like an orchestral chime of a chorus together. But Rule 125, you can't make a deal if you're dead. This would actually cause a smile, a wicked toothy grin to spread across Gargoth's face as he turns back towards you and says, Oh, you're familiar with my writings. Oh, that's even better. That makes me so happy that those have spread to the mortal realm now, too. Just a little more and I'll corrupt everywhere.
They do say
But-
knowledge is power, my son.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing more powerful than knowledge is being the one who writes the rules.
Rule 95 is just straight up playing StarCraft.
Expand or die.
Expand or die, yeah.
I love them that they fit so easily between that and Devil Rules of Soul Acquisition. It's like, yeah, they're perfect together. I might avoid a few of them if they're a little dated in their views. Like that one about the boss's sister was enough of a stretch, but it was also friggin' funny.
There are definitely multiple rules which are basically just like women don't get to participate.
But that's because
Like-
they're Ferengi. Those are probably
Yeah.
going to be most of the ones I'm dodging because, for that reason.
Not much of a devil culture thing.
No, they just believe in hatred and taking as much soul for as much power as they can. So I'm focusing on that list for the greed side of things if I ever reference it. Like, Latinum lasts longer than lust, that's going to be platinum, or souls last longer than lust.
War's good for business.
Number one, once you have their soul, never give it back.
Exactly.
I love rules 35 and 34. Rule 35 is peace is good for business, but it's also referenced that rule 34 is war is good for business.
Yep.
So,
I almost went with Rule 33 that it never hurts to suck up to the boss, but he doesn't suck up. He put that in there so people would suck up to him. But in the lore of Dungeons and Dragons, not just in Alan's world of bullshit, but in the actual lore of Dungeons and Dragons, from what I can read and recall, Gargoth wrote the rules. He actually did write these. That was his job. It's why he has such incredible prowess and such incredible fame. And he is now admitted as such to you, or at least claimed that he makes it. It's up to you all if you believe him. But as near as I know from D&D rules, yeah, you're actually traveling with the guy who wrote the rules.
Hmm.
Little,
he,
little
like-
bit of evil story.
What I'm trying to remember, was he displaced by Asmodeus, or
Kind of
Like,
not
I'm tr-
really. It's they had him
Part
be
of it-
completely awesome until 5th edition. 5th edition, they're like, nuke him. And that's
Part
kind of
of
what
it-
happened.
part of it is like they have multiple like rules, multiple origins for hell in general and Devilkind. I still like the Pact Primeval because it actually it gives like a cosmic purpose to their existence, which is more interesting.
Oh,
The
yeah.
idea the gods themselves were like, we need to deal with this, so we set these angels, and they became devils, like as a process, like as a part of the process.
Yeah,
And
you know how much reading on that sort of stuff I had to do for this?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I just like the idea that like, yeah, no, like the gods basically facilitated this every step of the way until they realized that they frigged up, but by that point it was in writing.
Only thing they
right?
could do at that point was walk up to Asmodeus and be like, okay, you did it, you won. You have to carry this stick with you everywhere you go so you can't trick mortals. And he's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And they're like, yeah, we know you would do it anyway. And that's more or less the story in a nutshell now. I love it. Oh, but I'm going on a tangent. At this point, Gargoth has passed you back your boat in a bottle, ready to be launched on the sea, and you cannot seem to communicate with anything inside of it.
Shall we uncork?
I was just going to say that I think earlier we found out that it would be quicker to go on foot, but probably less comfortable.
Oh.
And I guess they're frozen, so we should probably uncork it. But it's a 10-day by foot, and our ship goes a little slower.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that if you would rather walk.
Would give a bit of a chuckle as he points and is like, oh, next continent is central. It's not that far. Maybe 12 to 18 hours on the water, I'd say, depending on the rotation of the continents. After that, well, you're going to have quite the long, cold walk. But no more water between yourselves and Mephisto. Unless the geography's changed, but that's highly doubtful of a central plane.
Fair enough.
What does he mean by the geography change? Does that happen here?
Well, yeah. Remember in Avernus, like we'd have a map, but things would move. Like it would take like 8 hours to get one place one day. Then
right.
And here with the churning
I forgot
ocean,
that was a
moving
thing.
full continents of ice. Sometimes they slam into each other, which happened to you at the very start of the maze, right?
Right.
But it's been implied the center of this
Wow.
area is the most stable, being where Mephisto does most of his experiments.
I mean, I'm down for an uncomfortable walk. I think we've all been uncomfortable for a really long time, so we may as well be uncomfortable
yeah,
a little longer.
I think I misunderstood. We need to sail there then walk, if that's what you just said, Alan.
Essentially, yes. To the next shore.
Yeah,
It's
so
a very short run on your boat one last time before you're on solid land. I can't call it dry land if it's made out of ice.
Oh.
Right, I picked that up wrong in the description as well, so it's just... anyway, I guess we'll pop it. Does it make a satisfying pop sound as the cork is pulled out? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can hear it sucking in and rushing air as it goes to get that strong pop at the end. With a soft flash of light.
Wait, you don't think he's gonna trick us? What if we uncork the bottle and it sucks us in?
No, because he has given his word to lead us safely. Well, not quite safely, but to lead us to there. So if he put us in a bottle, then he'd break his rules, and that would cause him problems. So,
Would he though?
Alright.
Because he could put us in the bottle, take the bottle to where we want to go, uncork it, and then let us out there.
That is
I mean,
true. None of us
we
really
still get
understand.
there out of the bottle, is the thing.
I think that wouldn't be as fun for him. Like, he wants to watch us suffer. So that us being in a bottle is probably quite boring in comparison to trying to deal with Mephisto.
As Nimbar was mentioning about him owing a deal and all that, he walks over towards Nimbar and leans down and just whispers, "Rule 14, a verbal contract is only worth the paper it's written on," and gives you a pat on the shoulder and smiles.
Oh. See? He says stuff like that. And then I don't trust him.
Bellamy, I thought you liked him the most out of all of us.
I do! I do like him. And I hate that I like him.
This is good. This is a healthy thing that's happening right now. You should absolutely mistrust him.
I'm holding out for Asmodeus, okay?
Okay, so we're circle back around to that, I think.
Oh. Well, according to Gargoth, you owe Asmodeus a favor, because he can't claim one from you. So that's probably going to happen. That'll be a thing someday.
I'm holding out for Asmodeus.
What? She has priorities, okay?
You hear that song? Hold out for a hero tonight. And it's just Asmodeus on the cover. Oh my word.
Right, okay.
Alright, let's uncork this bottle and get going.
And a satisfying pop with a rush of air as your ship rematerializes in front. You see on deck the people standing there, Crickendolt and a few others, sort of stutter as they go. You can even see your little madcap suddenly. He walks over to the side of the deck, gives a wave.
Hi, buddy.
Cap's like 3/4 covering his eyes as he's looking around a bit. Whacks the monodrome.
How did we get here?
You've never seen him look quite this confused, but Gargoth holds up a hand and says, "See? Ship's just fine." And unfortunately, they look like they are just fine too. They don't seem to be tortured or in pain. Alas, another failed venture.
Always next time.
That's true. Never stop chasing your dreams, Gargoth.
Just
don't stop believing.
Hey Gargoth, if we ever make it back to Avernus, there's like multiple copies of us that you could torture.
Mm-hmm.
Gargoth gave a soft chuckle at that one. He says, "Multiple copies? There's a whole bloody army there. You think I want to go back and deal with any of that? The 6 of you are enough of a headache to deal with. I couldn't imagine having copies upon copies upon copies upon copies. But holy God, what did your friend do to make them listen to him anyway? What has he promised them? What has he done? I want to know because I want to be able to use that. That's smart, you know what I mean?" But he gives a wave of his hand. "That is neither here nor there, nor of my concern. I'm quite comfy in the 8th layer. They can deal with those problems up in the 1st. My only concern is guiding you to Mephisto. After that, well, then I'm free."
All aboard.
Alright, let's set sail.
I'll go say hello to Crickendolt, see how he's doing.
As you walk over, Crickendolt scratching the back of his head. "Oh, well, I'm doing pretty good. Last thing I remember, I was fighting, right? And then all of a sudden, the avalanche, and the ship was totally buried, and Jade was being a super pro against out there, and then he's gone. And then Gargoth was like, I got a perfect solution, and next thing I know, you're all here. So apparently, Gargoth had the perfect solution. I don't know. But I still have my stick, so it's good day."
You gotta love a good stick. I mean, one of nature's bounties. Yeah, he put you in a bottle, bud. He was, you're in, well...
Oh. Well, he could at least took me for a drink first, but he threw me in the bottle. That's not very nice. What a waste. I want was a little drinky poo, but he's like, no, you're gonna be in the bottle. And I'm just gonna go ahead, get some switching scenes up here.
I kind of. Has anyone seen Parks and Recs where the guy's putting the chips in the bottle and Andy somehow gets it out? Like intact?
I don't specifically remember that, but I really like the image of that.
The guy's like, you're not supposed to take it out the bottle. He just puts it down and walks away.
Oh god.
Oh, I love that.
Alrighty, I think.
Okay, sometimes even I can't explain my sleight of hand checks, okay?
Yeah, they're pretty crazy. I don't know how you stole that, but you did. Magical thief. That's how it works. I think I've got everyone down who needs to be down except Kamashag.
Well, I've
didn't drop.
technically I've not resummoned them yet, but
Oh, okay.
if we've had any kind of short rest or whatever on the ship, he would be back.
No, you have not.
Okay, well then he's not summoned yet because I'm keeping a hold of my last wild
I'm just giving you
wild
the
shape.
for everyone to pop over. Oh, Jillian left herself connected. I see she's still on the character list. We'll just give it a minute for Isaac.
Failed
and
drawing
Jade to come in.
background layer. See console for more details.
Tap F5. Hope for the best.
And Foundry just being a real jerk today.
As you're all getting ready to go and to have a good time, Gargoth is taking his chair up. There he is lifting up his chair, sets it on the back of the boat, extends it out, puts up his umbrella, sits down, takes out the coconut, and he goes, okay, yeah, this will be a nice ride, as he relaxes. Flominoxis does not look like she appreciates this. Like he could be at least helpful, and he goes, no, as you start to go out. However, it doesn't look as though it's going to be easy sailing as the water starts to get a little choppy. That's not much of a problem for the lots of you now, is it, though? But the lightning storm that begins to crest might be more trouble than it's worth as it rolls towards you. What appears to be a hailstorm, once again coming to meet the party.
Oh dear.
I am getting a connection timeout error.
As am I.
I'm gonna relaunch the actual system itself then, see if that works. Give me just a moment.
Oh, yep, there it goes.
Because I just closed it. Everyone's gonna die now, and I'm gonna relaunch it. Yep, launch that as administrator. I can hear it putting along like my first car. It was a 92 Plymouth Sundance.
A Plymouth Sundance. What a sentence.
I had to have the foot to the floor to go 30 uphill.
Why?
Didn't even have a cassette player in it.
I
There we
just
go.
don't understand why you would like name
was-
a car after Plymouth. It doesn't make sense.
Alright, let me just F5 that page. I don't know why they did either. That car was a crap box. It got me from point A to point A and a half. Yeah, I even had to change my ocean scene to a new one that I called Wide Ocean, because the old one didn't work anymore either.
Oh yeah, that's a very 80s car, very square shaped.
Oh, the worst was mine was burgundy and it sort of faded to pink. So that car had it rough all along. Mine's not even loading in now on the background. Let me try this again. Oh, Foundry, you're being such a pain. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. like the shiny penguin. Gargoth is actually keeping about 5 foot distance between him and Alec at any given moment. He starts to come close. He's like, no, if you touch me, I'm going to be stuck with glitters for at least a century. Why is this stuff not loading?
Yes, it's a real problem. This glitter. It's going to be awkward. Speaking of little rats, Fergus has been too quiet for too long.
Oh god, that's a bad sign.
Last I saw, he was finishing off his deck, but hopefully he's just went to sleep.
It might take everyone a minute to load in anyway, so...
It's trying. I think I'm loaded, but I only see gray right now. But it doesn't seem to be loading anything else.
Give it a few for the background to load. It will come in, it's just for some reason being a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah.
As Gargoth is avoiding Alec, Jade will come up with his sparkles and get him.
Oh god.
There it is. I see a boat. I see us on the boat.
As you come near Gargoth, he's gonna hold a finger up and say, don't take another 5 feet closer to me with those sparkles, and I'll turn something to solid gold for you. Just like waves a hand, like, no problem. Just don't.
I don't need gold, I have lots.
You don't want more?
It comes a point where the gold is just a diminishing return, Gargoth. I mean, this guy has stacks on other stacks. There's just stacks everywhere.
Ooh, Gargoth, what do you know about Oblivion Blades?
Use a blink. Never heard of them.
Apocalypse Blades, sorry.
He gives a nod. He's like, plenty. Why do you ask? Usually not something to be seen in your world of places.
It came up in back there, so I was just curious of them.
What do you mean?
Because no matter who I talked to, no one would give me information. Even that planar ran away before I could ask him.
Oh, it sounds about right. Angels take quite shame in the fact that they can make them. After all, it's not every day you want to pair with a demon, or a devil, or any other form of hate monster that exists down below. But that's what they decide to do. As he pulls his coconut up and takes a casual sip. When they decide to purge you.
What? When they decide to purge us? What?
Yes, the gods. When they decide you no longer have a place in their world, and they want to do it again. He takes a sip of the coconut. We all band together, forge weapons of absolute destruction that tear the very soul out of a being and trap it for our own nefarious purposes and powers, and then reforge the world as we see fit. Are you surprised? As he takes another drink of the coconut. We're gods. This is our prerogative, after all.
Right. But we have rights as people of the world.
And his face slowly broadens in its smile as he tilts his head to the side. That's adorable.
Thank you. I am, aren't I?
He actually snorts a laugh on his drink at that one. You catch him with
and
that
I'll walk
one. He's like,
away.
What,
Gargoth then slowly gets up from his chair as he turns his head. You seem to be under some fallacy of a belief. Because you notice Lulu, she hasn't taken part in this conversation. She went down below deck to check on Zariel. She was too concerned with her friend, and since she's gone, you notice Gargoth standing as he dusts himself off. Since we have that moment, to speak frankly, I believe Lulu and Zariel told you not to have fear. Because the light is always at your back, isn't it? The light has your back. And then he slowly turns his eyes to look toward Jade. If you always have your back to something, how can you ever know what it's planning? What lies it tells you? What mistruths it abuses? You think you've been told nothing but the truth from those out to help you? The thunderstorm drawing ever closer as lightning crackles on the water. Gargoth slowly laughs and shakes his head. The greatest lie you were ever told, the first of many, was that mortals have some residual concept of an hourglass. Tell me, Jade, what would have happened to yours? Didn't Mad Maggie herself tell you that by coming back from the dead it didn't matter anymore? You make your own future? And yet you've got a golden poof on this deck of this boat down below, whose friend has told you one of yours was out of time, and you believed them. Like I said, it doesn't matter if the light's at your back, if you're not looking at it. At least with the darkness, you know what we're doing. And as you're all processing the thought, Lulu runs up from below deck and says, "Oh no, this is really bad." And you can see a look of utter concern on her face.
Yes, Lulu?
The mark on Zerial, it's going a lot faster than I thought it would. I thought we'd have more time, but it's overtaking her so quickly. We gotta find her some help before it's too late. And Gargoth simply chuckles and lays back down on his chair with his drink. Like I said, I will guide you all to Mephisto. On that you have my word. Don't worry. I very rarely need to lie.
Always a pleasure, Gargoth. Alec will go down and see if he can do anything for Zyril. I know he can, but I think he cast some spells the other time. It's going to at least ease some of the pain she was in.
Lulu sticks close as you go down below, seeing Zerial still encased in a gigantic crystal of ice. You notice that wound on her chest, the blackened crack, has spread considerably, twisting and turning around her torso as the damage spreads, beginning to overtake her form, though this movement is slow. You might be able to do something for her if you simply had somewhere better equipped with healing hardware. But on your boat, there's a lot of magic stuff, thanks to the wizards. But this isn't a really equipped apothecary or something of the sort like that. You'd need time.
Yeah. I'll still do what I can. I think I've got like a healing kit or something like that, and I'll just... I know it's probably just more symbolic than anything else.
But this isn't the last curveball I've gotten. While your character ran below deck to work on taking a look at Zerial, the rest of you might notice the water churning and shifting in front of the boat.
You guys see that?
What's out there?
Oh my god, do you hear that dog?
A little bit.
Only when you were talking, only when you triggered your mic in, but yeah, that sounds bad for you in your area.
Yeah, it's my brother's little rat dog, and he won't shut up. I'll be right back. I gotta go get him.
Alrighty. As you are all above deck, you begin to notice a bulge forming as the water twists and turns in front of the boat. Something is coming. I'll give you that moment as you have about a round before something comes.
Alright, we have a round.
Because I'll say, like, probably if Flux was... Jillian was here, she'd be saying Flux would be yelling for Alec to come back up.
Yeah.
Lulu's gonna stay below deck along with all the NPCs. too worried about Zariel.
I will come up swearing about why can it never just be one thing.
Never is it just one thing, unfortunately. As you all peer to the front of the boat, as the water cascades and twists and turns as the elements themselves seem to have banded against you.
I don't have very many water spells prepared because we were in a maze. So I guess with that round of that we have, I'll cast freedom of movement on myself, so I can't be affected by terrain or grabby grabs. I don't know, as soon as I hear sea and stuff coming out of the sea, I'm like, tentacles.
Before I throw this down, anyone else doing anything?
Well, does it look like something's coming out of the water, or like the weather's changing?
Mostly the latter. It looks like something's coming from the water, but you can't see anything, and the weather grows darker as a lightning storm draws upon you.
Can I cast control weather?
Yeah.
This is brand new. I'm literally reading the spell for the first time. I can take control of the weather within 5 miles of me for 10 minutes. No.
It does take
concentration
1d4.
up to 8 hours.
Oh, pardon me. The only thing is, it takes 1d4 times 10 minutes for the new conditions to take effect. So it could take a while for that to actually kick in. It'd be a great way to get yourself from point A to point B if a monster wasn't about to jump you. But if you cast that before combat, it's not going to kick in fast enough.
Okay. Alright. I will save that for later.
Oh, and no, I'll hold off on the other thing. I just do that one thing.
How many of us are there on the boat? There's... one, two. I'll do a quick bless. And, I can roll a d4 and add it to attack rolls and saving throws. Okay. Oh, 3 creatures. Okay. So I will bless Jade. Who else uses weapons? Flux. And Isaac, what are you?
So wizard.
Yeah.
A wizard.
Time wizard.
Okay.
How many people can you bless?
Up to 3.
Up to 3. So Jade and Flux, and then probably yourself or Alex, one of the two. I'm not sure.
Okay. Alec, how are you looking for spells?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I think I've only cast 3 so far.
Okay, I'll bless you. So, Alec, Jade, and Flux.
Alright. So I'll put a little marker on their characters so we remember that.
Yeah. If we do have time to cast a quick spell before... I don't have enough time for that spell.
You essentially have a round.
Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, oh yeah.
No ready actions. You're not actually in combat, but you have a round.
Yeah. Which is fair, yeah. What is it? Gotta be strict with that, because otherwise players get away with all sorts of crazy stuff if they can just fire off, like they could do a bunch of things before the initiative starts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nimbar is going to tap the back of Flux as well as Jade, and we're going to cast Fly as 4th level.
Flux and Jade can now fly. So I'm going to give them a
Actually,
wing icon.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty smart plan.
Flux, who isn't here right now at the moment, Jillian, watching this later, is going to be like, I'm so strong! I've also only got 3 of you in. Oh, there we go. I got John back on now. It's probably a little slow to load for people.
Yeah, it was being a little weird, so I just
I'm-
refreshed it. But yeah, no, I have to activate my flight or fight.
Oh, you don't have a... I don't show you as connected. You might have to hit F5 there, Courtney.
Okay.
That should get you back in. And what were you saying for that, John? Fight or flight? Oh, fight or flight. Yeah.
Fight or flight.
Quite literally, quite literally.
Yeah.
Anyone else got anything up their sleeves? For Flux, I'm gonna go ahead and put a flying sword on the battlefield, if it'll let me. Shoot, that might be a broken item.
Okay, do we want to fight this or do we want to fight, guys?
Oh, that is...
I'm preparing for either option.
We may not have a choice if it's real fast.
Yeah, our boat is very slow. Like, might be.
We're pretty strong. I think we can take it.
You never want to hear it out loud.
Well, I believe in everyone. We're gonna be fine.
Alrighty. So let's go ahead then, unless anyone has anything else up their sleeves before I start this up.
I think
I do want to point out it is like 2.
Oh yeah, don't
So
worry.
working.
I think that, yes, it's just all a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remove that one.
Yeah.
For some reason, Comshag's on the map. Oh, I see why. Nope. I'm gonna pull Gargath up. He's
There
gone.
we go.
Good. So that's just the 7. Am I missing anyone in that combat tracker? I think that's everybody.
Not Nimbar shouldn't be in there.
Oh, we put him out. Remove combat. There we go.
How many hours has it been since the dragon fight?
Not long. You literally
Right.
We
casted
haven't
your
had-
boat out to the water. You haven't even had a rest.
Yeah, we haven't been able to have a rest.
Okay, so that gift of alacrity should still be up then. It's because it's got like an 8-hour duration.
Heroes Feast, all that good stuff, still active.
Right.
You haven't finished
Cool,
off
cool.
of that day. Because as you move forward in the water, as the ocean churns, it becomes very clear that it's not just a creature that seems to be against you, but the very forces of nature. The ocean churns, the waters turn, the air crashes together as the very elements rise up in front of your ship with a bellowing roar as a Leviathan stands between you and the future.
Gross.
I was gonna say Leviathan, but I didn't want to say it out loud. But here it is.
Oh no.
I have a question. My initiative seems to say minus 0.25. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I'll worry about it sometime.
Seems quite right.
We'll fix it. I think it has to do with tiebreakers and averages and your scores and stats and shit.
I don't remember clicking the button, but
I rolled a one.
I don't know where that puts me. Is there a roll there for me?
No, I don't see a roll for you.
I can't seem. I don't have the button.
Weird. To get an initiative roll?
Yeah.
Mine says cannot add initiative to tracker.
Alright, put Alec back
My
in.
initiative tracker says no active encounter.
And you've got an 11. Let me just do it myself then. If they don't go in, I'll put them in manually.
It seems to have worked that time. I don't know. It must have just had a freak out.
I removed you and re-added you.
Yep.
Oh wow. And Flux. I'll roll for Flux. Does anyone need to have their initiative updated? Because for once I'm going first by the look of things. Oh, that's plus.
Yeah,
No, I
so
rolled a 1.
mine's just 20
Upright.
with the extra D8.
Okay. And what was that for you, Kieran?
My result it's an 8 total. I rolled a 1 on mine,
Yep.
so it's showing correctly from what I can see.
On the flip of that, Nimbar still goes after you.
Yeah, having a +7 initiative does help.
All right. So you go ahead then. As we start combat, you're up, Alec.
Yup. I'll start by doing a bonus action to go into my starry form. I'll pick the form of
Say it's taking 273 damage.
oh yeah, I think the token's freaked out a little bit.
Has it?
Yep.
As your character looks upon the wrath of a storm in front of you. I think I did a show players on that. Shoot, I actually tried to hit the X button and missed it that time. Go ahead and roll me an offhanded perception check.
Okie dokie.
All of us?
No, just Alec. His turn's first.
Oh, okay.
John
Right,
points
right,
it out. Dean sees it, and he's like, wait, what's going on? Yeah. You've seen these forces of nature before, and with a 32, you can tell this one barely clings to life anymore. What you thought was a glitch in a tile is actually the truth. This is a severely injured Leviathan. You also notice with your incredibly high perception check, judging by its speed, its movement, and its angles, it's not actually
It's
coming
running.
for your ship.
It's running.
It's running away from something.
Oh! Oh no! Oh no!
So the question is, what do we actually have to fight?
Oh.
Why we don't go into open water?
We're on a plane of water. It's like frozen ice and water. Okay, right. So I'll pick the starry form of a dragon. So I'll have and I'll probably need to hook a foot round the railing because now I've got hover. And I will not really know what to do. Because I will cast Aura of Vitality. No wait, no, because then that will clash with that. No. I will. I don't know, man. I'll ready a Thorn Whip because I don't know what's coming, so I'll just ready a cantrip.
Alrighty.
That'll be me.
So you ready your Thorn Whip to attack if something pops up that you can see. And
Yep.
exactly that's what happens. Because as you look down on the deck, you see something far more horrifying than simply the elements twisting, turning, and churning around. What you see at the very edge of the deck, coming up and curling around it,
Don't do it to us.
as the waters breach and break, as the roar echoes from below, as spined, horrid, fanged teeth tear from below the depths.
Oh dear.
It's enough to make Gargoth sit up in his chair and take his sunglasses off, as he looks forward and says, "My dear Primus, a Titan."
Oh no.
As
No.
the oceans breach the waters. Ooh, that's not the picture. As fangs and teeth tear up and break through the Leviathan, tentacles drive from the ocean depths. As a monster beyond compare tears up in front of your boat. Tentacles coming up with it, wrapping around your boat and your deck, freezing your ship in place.
What in the name of Christ fuck is that?
Oh my god.
Go ahead and roll a nature check if you want to try and recognize whatever this abomination is that has come up
Bellamy
from the
covers
depths.
her eyes.
Just nature and no other options?
Nature? Alright.
Maybe Arcana?
You can run those if you want. The DC's just a lot higher.
Okay, I'll do nature.
Oh no.
I'm gonna do Arcana.
I think I'm...
Wow.
Well, that's a 1, because that's 2 natural ones in a row.
Oof. Not good odds there. Wow, you really trash. You rolled 9 nat ones. Ouch, Sadness Chan.
By the way, I have included Sadness Chan on my own server as well.
Oh, she's awesome. I love Sadness Chan so much.
The players get a lot of a kick out of it every time it happens, so...
Then you rolled over 10. It won't happen again. Oh my word. Alec recognizes the beast from myth and from legend and from horror stories, from Fisher returned, their boats destroyed by the tentacled appendages of the most deadly and feared monster to roam the oceans, the Titan class Kraken.
No.
Fluminoxus cracks a knuckle as she draws out her sword and says, "Now this is a fight." Takes off into the air like a Super Saiyan and, oh wait, no, I can't take control of her character. We'll have to wait and find out more next week on Conqueror of Avernus.
Can my pathetic little thorn whip shoot out and just kind of like,
Come on, give it a...
Now,
Like, coochie coo under the chin.
got a little love tap.
this is gonna be an entertaining one next week, that's for sure. Oh, that reminds me, I actually have to put that one into the combat order, because when I rolled its initiative, oh wow, don't you wish that was it? When I rolled its initiative, that's what the lightning monster had to use. Or not the lightning monster, the elemental. Though electricity really isn't an element used by Leviathans. Now, here we go, let me just put in the initiative value correctly as 19.1. Update that combatant. And you're probably wondering how that first term is going to go. What happens? I'll give you a little preview for next week as the skies tear open and the Kraken roars to the heavens above. 3 powerful bolts of lightning come down and strike hard on the deck, hitting 3 of you. Which 3? Find out next week.
We're in danger.
Oh dear.
Danger.
We're in danger.
I should have saved that divine intervention.
Yes, Courtney. You don't spend spells and features on a sledding race.
Oh.
Hey,
I didn't think there would be Krakens.
Always gets worse. It always gets worse.
Lulu pokes her head
I've
up above
never
deck for a sec,
played
goes right
such
on
high level D&D. I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You
have
all want
banishment?
that level 18? I'ma make you earn it.
Oh my god.
Oh man, if you
I hope if we beat this, we get level 18.
if you want things to go real crazy, play like 3.5, and they had a book where it's like, oh, do you want to play above level 20?
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
here's how you play level 21 to level 40.
Oh yeah. 3.5 had the
my
epic
God.
levels.
Yeah.
That's got to be just like you just by the end of that campaign, you're just punching God in the face.
Yeah.
There was actually
That's
a book
Deities and
called
Deities and Demigods.
Yeah.
Deities and Demigods, where you could actually become a god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Or
had stat
goddess.
blocks. It had stat
Wow.
blocks for the stat blocks for the different
Yeah.
gods They
Yep.
weren't
Yeah.
the Forgotten Realms gods, if I recall. They were
Nope.
the
Greyhawk.
the Greyhawk ones.
They were the D&D one, but they did have like this
Yeah.
ways to actually make yourself a god. It was
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The easiest way was just to have a bunch of people pray to you. You pull that off, you're set. Love it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's some fun stuff from Greyhawk and 3.5, and I mean, I'm not going to say I had to read a lot of that crap again recently because of all the stuff I'm setting up, but I had to read a lot of that crap recently because it's like, I need some information on heaven and hell inside of Dungeons and Dragons, and they're like, go read 3.5. It's like, son of a...
Do you know what's funny is actually for a certain part of a dungeon that I'm running right now that like it's original content I've thrown into the campaign I'm playing. I actually popped open the 4th edition rule books in order to reference something because I was like, this will work for this.
Boo, hiss.
There's some,
I had to crack open the 4th edition rule book while I'm making mistakes.
So there are some. So despite 4th edition's flaws, there are actually a few things that are worth salvaging from it. So it's one of those. It's one of those things that, like, honestly, I don't even think it was a terrible game. It just wasn't what the D&D audience wanted as a new edition, right? Like, I think it's fine as a role playing game. It's
As
just
its
hard to
own.
sell it at D&D. Yeah.
It's pretty good, but it's not
Yeah.
D&D. And what
Yeah,
I'm going to
exactly.
do here...
It doesn't feel right, which is the problem.
I'm going to throw a picture up. Calling it next week, so that Jillian can see this, wherever she's doing and stuff, and be like, what in the hell?
Oh, you're just so kind.
So kind. So kind. So that's the fight for next week. You have a week to think it over, read it over, and figure out WTF. But you survived this one, you can certainly mark it off. Because Gargoth isn't kidding when he leaned forward and said, a Titan. Titans are a very specific form of monster in Dungeons and Dragons. Celestial in origin. You know, things like a Tarsk.
Yeah.
So that's the... And Courtney's like, God damn it, I hate the water!
So this is essentially
Yeah.
like next class, like, yeah.
Yeah.
This will be one to mark off on your lists, right?
Oh yeah.
You can even go and say to people, if you win, it's like, our DM made us fight 2 ancient white dragons. Oh, that must have been fun. Yeah, almost as fun as the Kraken that fought us next.
Did you long rest? No.
Didn't even short rest. But you still have lots of
Oh,
health and
dear.
plenty of spells. You'll be fine. Flux is like looking at her swords like, I got some work to do. Oh,
Oh man.
I got nothing. I don't think that's very applicable to this. Oh, yep.
It's gonna be
We
a
are
fight.
not prepared.
Yeah.
It's a big one. It's a big one.
has it got you cracking in your boots?
Hey.
Or cracking your pants? Oh. If
Call
it
me
was
Phil McCracken, because I
oh,
just
God.
filled mine.
Oh god.
Oh, dear.
If it was the real world, they actually have a mini set for the Kraken with the tentacles. That would have been fun. But this is gonna be entertaining. Alrighty, everyone. I got a jet because I got some running around to do before all is said and done. Oops, better keep that on full. I'll post this one up. It'll be on the YouTubes so that I can have it for reviews. But you're going into the fight in decent health, at least. That's the important thing. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Just always be careful of my view because it'll spoil everything.
I'm gonna just leave this here.
Oh, it's
I'm-
age restricted in Discord.
I'm not gonna say that it's impossible for you to run away. You're on a boat in the middle of the water. But this is a Kraken. And that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's-
got wings. I don't know if I'm gonna even be fighting.
Lulu's like below deck, like, I don't know what's going on. Because if I was in this fight, I'd be dead.
Yup.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
DM's
Yeah.
like, Lulu runs under deck. Everyone's, oh, I'm sure that's completely fine. Little did they know.
Oh no! It was Lulu runs under deck. I'm like, okay, this is good. She's out of the fight.
Yep.
Now what's the fight?
Alrighty, everyone. Have a fun week making your plans for this one against the Kraken. It's going to be a hell of a nice fight next week. But yeah, pull this one off, you won't have any more battles before level 18. So you know you'll earn it. I always like to give you that little hint when the level's around the corner.
That'll be great, because then I won't need Isaac to do the next person.
Yeah. The little things. All right, everyone. You have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
See you next week.
Have a good one.
Thank you for the game.
Bye.
See you
Thanks for
next
the game.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.